Hello and welcome back to Callisto 6.
Yay!
We are back from a 4-week break.
We missed you.
Of running around and
Do you
doing
need
stuff.
a nap?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, am I the only one that needs a nap?
No.
I haven't slept since we were gone 4 weeks ago.
It's on my to-do list to fix your cap.
Roll for sleep.
Roll for Sleep, the new RPG by Elisa Pearl.
That too. I have
Oh, so we're playing with realism.
Yep.
So welcome back. It's good to see you guys again. It's nice to be back. We left off in the middle of a pretty big moment for the game and a pretty big moment for the season. So, of course, we had Aki here, which was a ton of fun.
Yay.
Aki is so great. It was great to have our Lieutenant Dorothy back in the seat. So, welcome back, everybody. We hope the summer's been good to you so far. Let's see, getting to announcements tonight. But the one thing I have to announce is, do we have Vampire tonight? I didn't even bother checking. When I walked in the door. I will always just say, watch Vampire. It comes on after Callisto 6. It's always worth it. Watch
It's always
Vampire.
a good bet.
Or just binge it.
Yeah, it's just a good show. Just a good show. So with everything all wrapped up right now, there's not, again, we're in another situation here in good old season 3 where there's not a lot of announcements taking place at the moment. Do I trust this? I don't know. Yes,
Look at that
Sam?
eyebrow wiggle.
I know.
I don't like it.
That is a high dex pool right there. Yes, Sam.
Elisa's hair looks very nice. That's my announcement.
Elisa's hair does have a certain awesomeness to it. I would agree. Yes.
Space unicorn.
The new RPG by Elisa Pearl.
My
is that
hair
not
has
a
its
thing?
own theme song.
Yeah, Roll for Sleep and
are you-
Space Unicorn.
But are you excited about it?
Yeah!
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and we got a pretty big game tonight. So let's see what happens when you guys try to rescue a bunch of people from a partial citywide blackout.
Fine.
Yeah, no problem. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into tonight's episode of Callisto 6.
Until next week's press conference. After a dangerous confrontation with their old nemesis, Dr. Jerome Blair, the team seals him away at the site of the old Cassium lab where they first confronted the evil geneticist. As they regroup and confront the issue of their other captured supervillain, a broadcast alerts the team. Their ally, Synapse, has begun to terrorize the city, attacking the stadium in downtown LA where the Mag Ball season opener is taking place. With the help of their new ally, Shion, the team manages to subdue Synapse without harming him. Now, the fallout from the attack has left a stadium full of panicked sports fans and some citizens stranded in the skies above Los Angeles. The Callisto 6 must move quickly in order to save the lives of the people caught in the wake of Synapse's fury. I'm Hakeem Sophia. Rest easy, Los Angeles.
All right, welcome back to Los Angeles 2120. We are in the middle of a citywide blackout,
No big deal.
as you all have seen. Let's see. We last left off, if I remember correctly, you had just rescued Synapse. Synapse, who had been the cause of a small EMP that, well, by EMP standards, small, 5-mile radius. Considering how big the EMPs are typically known to be when they are done appropriately, the way they are naturally occurring, vis-a-vis nuclear explosion, 5 miles, pretty small in comparison. Let's see here. All right. Let's get this started. So we are in a stadium right now. And downtown LA in total darkness. Right now, this portion of the city has been shut down. There is no power within a 5-mile radius of the stadium because of the actions of Synapse, who had become very unstable thanks to the constant degeneration of the Callisto energy source inside of him that is slowly killing him, just like Jerome and presumably the others that Jerome had with him. However, thanks to the quick actions of Hops and Cass and Shihan, y'all were able to secure Synapse without having to fight Synapse, which is pretty crucial. Thanks to Shihan, they were able to use their abilities to calm and bring Synapse back to a place where he was capable of hearing you and listening and finding some stability. And that was enough. That and, of course, being body tackled by Hops before Synapse opened up a can of whoop ass on everybody. Thankfully, those combinations of events disarmed the entire situation. Right now, Shion is up on the stadium talking through a mic, and you're not 100% sure if their ability to soothe people is translating through this microphone to the crowd or not. But thankfully, with Hops plugged into the power of this mic and on the speakers being broadcast, the 65,000 fans that had gathered in this stadium are hearing a voice for the very first time. And that alone is causing them to stop and listen. There is a voice that is echoing out all throughout the stadium, and it can be heard just outside as well. Right now, Shion is the loudest person in downtown LA, urging everyone to please remain calm. There has been a blackout. Everything is under control, and there is no need to panic. They continued going through the motions of assuring people that everything is okay. And you guys can hear, just like in any kind of sports stadium, you can hear a shift of energy in the crowd from panic to just uncertainty. The agitation is still high. When you get this many people together, human beings function as a herd of animals. And it is very difficult to get a large population of people on this in such a small space to cooperate and move as a unit. But it is helping. And people are starting to chill a little bit. That is the status right now in the stadium. And you're watching this darkened state as people are moving. It is worth noting, though, that in this Los Angeles 2120, this, for some people, will be the first time in their lives that they have seen the night sky under the cities of Los Angeles. As light pollution drops to zero near downtown, it is capable of seeing some of the night sky that they could never see before. It is painting a juxtaposition for those who have lived in this cyberpunk future, in this grand mega city of 9+ million people under the spires and great structures of these apartment megaplexes and cities and skyscrapers, the concrete jungles that are constantly surrounding everybody who lives in this great city. Supposedly, for the most advanced city in the world, it's easy to get lost and forget where you are in the world in general. So again, it's kind of an intrusion of what lies beyond the neon city lights of this future city. And it is once again painting that juxtaposition and adding to a very surreal environment for all of you. At least for those who are on the ground. Those who are in the skies are having a much different experience. We are now in the skies over Los Angeles. While this is happening down below, we are up above a couple of 100 feet into the air. And where you are right now in the dropship above the skies of Los Angeles, you see the specks of firelight from all of these transports and cars that have engaged their emergency engines and are flying on analog right now. Now, the big one is the city bus, which is more like a state bus. It's sort of a transport. This thing, this transport carries about 200 people and is currently stalled about 275 feet up in the air. And has remained hovering there. Now, these things only engage their engines in an emergency and it can sustain them for only a certain amount of time. But as Lacey has managed to devise, there has been some fluctuations from this EMP constantly surfacing and shutting off, probably due to the nature of this EMP, since it was not occurring the way EMP scientifically would normally occur. As a result, things that are entering into this area, even though they were not present for the first initial wave of this EMP, things in this area are still sparking. So we leave the stadium behind, and now we're going to start above the skies of Los Angeles in the dropship. So you see the city skyline behind you, and all of you who are in the dropship right now can see, again, the hovering cars off in the distance, but the very clear view of the large city bus that has been stationary, sort of floating, banking a little bit from the wind, but it's holding itself stationary, not moving forwards or backwards. That's the big target. Who is on Abigail? Abigail, I always do that. Because it's Amelia and Abigail.
And
Because
Aurora.
our arbitrary names all of our ships A.
I noticed that.
I know.
And Aurora.
I love how you like to
My
make it
wife
easy on
also
your
names
GM. So who's in Amelia right now? We have Luma,
Us.
Oya, and
This
Lacey.
table.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
table.
And then, of course, we also have Moonlight is up
Patel,
here.
and Sal.
Patel,
And
Sal,
Punchy.
Punchy.
and your prisoner.
And
Yeah.
Cass is on the way.
Eventually, I should just facial recognition her.
Playing with
But
us.
I have a lot to do.
Yeah, there's a long to-do list.
Pops, you are lighting up the stadium where you're at right now, so you're causing some.
I don't think I'm lighting up. I was gonna later.
You're bringing power to this entire
To the-
section where you are. The
Yeah.
mic, and it is connected to the place where it is connected to, and is actually bringing up the stage lights where you all are
Perfect.
at. So
I
you're
was
the
gonna
only
look for a power grid later.
Yeah,
To try and.
you're essentially powering that entire stage. So that's where we're leaving you. But
Okay.
what are y'all doing in Amelia right now as you're approaching this dropship? Now, Amelia is not suffering a shutdown effect as y'all enter the vicinity. However, Lacey, you are detecting fluctuations in electromagnetic disturbances all over this place. And it is essentially, for you, it's actually a little disorienting because you're hearing machines boot up and then go quiet, and then start up and then go quiet. Or some of them will be answering a request from another system that was sent long time ago, and then sending the request again and sending the request again. I mean, it's disjointed conversations all around you.
It feels a little like tech vertigo.
That would be an excellent way of describing it. Amelia's systems are also having trouble keeping track of your altitude, and it's having trouble keeping track of your exact positioning through the GPS.
My coaxing power ability is spammable. So
Excellent.
I'm gonna be, and also doesn't have a range increment, so that's super
Okay.
useful for Bussy McBus as well. But I'm
Okay.
trying right now. I'm focusing on keeping Amelia comfortable
Okay.
and flying while
While
you do amazing things.
So essentially, Lacey, your brain is filling in the gaps and answering the questions that the computer has. Every time the computer requests an update from the satellite to get positioning on where you are in the city,
Stay right there. I'll get that for you.
yeah, essentially, it's essentially like you playing a game of telephone and doing it well.
Telephone.
So,
Oh boy.
so Lacey, you see that soft green glow in Lacey's irises as they slip into the machine for a second and start speaking back and forth, relaying information, their hands on the controls. In the back, Honey Baby is standing next to Sal over the sleeping form of this unconscious opponent. By the way, there is a van in the back of Amelia right now, which is not making it. Amelia basically is handling like a giant slug right now in the air.
I
is a
know. She's a bus.
Yes, she is not the agile dropship that she normally is. Right now, she's kind of lumberous, and so, but with Honey Baby and Sal standing over your unconscious opponent, she is well in hand. Patel is hanging on at the flight deck and just looking at this bus, going, "Okay. Ooh, I've actually never been on a mission like this with you guys before. It's kind of nerve-wracking."
Yeah, but this is a good physics problem.
Yeah,
This needs physics. This needs a lot of physics.
it does.
We can pack so much physics into that thing.
I'm not a mechanic, but I'll do what I can.
Well, I have some questions
Sure.
for the people present in the ship and also for the future.
What?
So that made a lot of sense, didn't it? So, question: Do we know? Does anyone know like what mechanism makes the bus be able to hover?
So it uses repulsors.
Okay.
It's very sci-fi. It uses basically a repulsor-styled engine, which is a modification of jet propulsion, allowing it to hover in the air.
Okay.
But
And I'm
it's
asking this out loud so I get an answer from
Yeah.
Patel, I guess, or
So I guess the basic.
No, Patel doesn't know. Patel,
oh, okay.
Patel's wife might.
What's that?
Patel might have known from her wife.
Okay.
Oh, that's true.
I
Yeah,
know.
Patel's wife is an engineer. We totally know. So yeah,
I feel like we know how current buses work for the most part.
Yes,
so maybe we
absolutely.
would know.
So
Right,
as a
common
G,
knowledge.
so
Yeah.
this is knowledge I'm giving you as a GM. Like,
Thank you.
Because
Okay,
Oya would
yeah.
probably know.
Okay.
Like because this is technology that's 20 to 30 years
Yeah.
old at this point.
Okay, cool. So it's repulsor, and is
Yeah,
that?
repulsor
But
style
that's something
engines.
that can kick in despite the electrical circuits being.
As a backup system, it kicks in if
Okay.
all the systems go dead. It's one of the backup systems for hover vehicles. They are I constantly refer to them as analog because they're not functioning
Right.
as a computer system. This is good old fashioned backup jet fuel style hovering.
Okay.
Essentially.
This is, yeah, our mechanical light of Elendil when all other lights go out.
Yeah, it's the backup system if there's absolute power failure on one of these devices.
A hovering airbag.
Is
They're
there
normally
actual-
designed. Just to give you a heads up. The design is that when they activate, the emergency system is designed to eventually lower the
That's what
vehicle
I was
to the
gonna
ground
ask.
safety. It has not done that.
It's not. So it's not
The
lowering.
other
weight.
vehicles in the air, you're watching them slowly descend over time.
Oh, okay.
The bus is not moving.
Why?
The bus. Would you like to roll?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's find out what
Um,
exactly.
What is wrong?
Oh, actually, I'm gonna straight up say that. So let's talk about this. Yeah. Because it is an analog machine. There is no circuitry really involved with this. It's jet fuel lines, got gyros. It does have. It is responding to basic controls. But this isn't like a full-blown computer system. You can probably. The information that Lacey is going to get is that the system is functioning properly, but that it is not giving or receiving commands to change altitudes.
So it could just be a mechanical issue, like
So-
literally.
So in the absence of an answer, you can devise there's a malfunction somewhere on the ship that's preventing it from lowering.
It's not even the EMP. This would have happened whether or not the EMP happened, possibly.
Or that we wouldn't have even noticed that there was a problem until
Exactly.
that happened. So then I might need to get there and just like I hold up my actual machine tools, fix it.
Maybe. I'm wondering.
How do we
Yeah.
get you there?
I have Mac boots. You have a honey baby.
Can Honey Baby fly?
I could maybe send you fast in the future, fast times.
I hate to suggest this, but I could also get over there and you tell me what to do.
That.
Like that time when we had you fix the can I just
might be
open a
better
portal,
this time.
guys?
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Oh, of course.
I keep forgetting you
keep
can just
forgetting
wormhole things.
all the things that Lacey can do now. Yes.
There's a lot.
There's a
There's a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
how
you
about
don't
this,
have enough
though?
time to say all of it. Oh wait.
But I do. So
Time.
I know. It's brilliant.
Thank you. I needed you to be proud
How are
of me.
you brilliant in a stressful scenario?
Lacey
saying?
always has time to be brilliant.
I know.
Okay.
Want to come with me?
Yeah, I was gonna say though. Oh yeah, Moonlight can pilot our ship. I can also try to. Okay, I'd like to do another thing. This is what I was saying. I want to know information from the future.
Okay.
I'd like to use anticipation to see if I just want to know what our time frame is before even this hovering will fail.
When does our New Year's ball
You want to
drop?
look ahead to see.
Exactly.
You want to look ahead to see if there's a clock ticking.
Yeah.
So remind all of us again how anticipation works.
So it's really easy. I just look into the future.
Yeah.
So you look ahead and to see how your actions might unfold.
Spend 3 intellect points and look at GM notes.
It's only one intellect point. Ha ha ha. And I look.
Oh, it's only one intellect point?
It is.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
You have an asset for the first task you perform before the end of the next round. If it, it's yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily give you answers, but it does prepare you in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, well, yeah, you look ahead to see how your actions might unfold. So
it functions as giving you an asset. Okay, for the next action you take. So Oya, gazing at this bus for just a moment, looking for evidence that something might go wrong, you're able to look into the dark, calm waters of time. And as your eyes focus and the city lights dim around you, you begin to see this shuttle. You begin to see the destinies of people on board. All these threads of fate spreading out in all these different directions. The bus itself, you're watching the jet engines and you're seeing multiple realities, kind of multiple possibilities of how this could go down. But they're all disjointed and happening all at once, so it's hard to single out one of them. And as you focus a little bit more, trying to figure out just what's going to happen in the next few moments, or at least in the next few minutes, you catch a glimpse of the engines beginning to sputter and the bus beginning to dip like it's about to fall.
Okay.
Giving you an indication that it's true. The clock is ticking on the bus. It's been up here for probably about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So for whatever reason, it looks like very, very soon it's going to suffer power failure.
Okay, we don't have very much time before that thing starts to fail. Okay.
Do you want to come with me?
Yeah.
You want to stay near the bus?
Moonlight nods to you and says, "Yeah, I'm sorry." And she leans in and says, "What did you name the ship again?"
Oh, this is Amelia.
Amelia. I will stay with Amelia and keep her close by.
I point to the piece of painter's tape by the corner of the door. There's the full name. Amelia Bedelia Earhart, because Cass said so.
She cocks her head and says, "Okay, I'll remember that."
I'll be really honest, that one's hard to fingerspell.
I'm up for a challenge.
Okay.
Lacey, there's gonna be a lot of scared and possibly a lot of chaos with people. Okay, I just want you to focus and listen to them, but don't let them seep in. Okay. And I want to encourage you for my scale, pleasant social interactions.
All right. Nice.
Which you get to.
I do.
Yeah, it's
I need
any
it 'cause
ally within
Oh, yeah, you
hearing
have an
range of
inability.
me.
I have a -1.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
Pleasant
So
social
I'm so
interaction.
glad you all get a
Thank you.
bonus for your social interactions around the terrified bus.
Why are we
people.
so bad at social things?
Everyone, you're probably not gonna die, but you might die.
I'm not bad at social things.
No, now
They're
you're all
probably
great
not
at
gonna
this.
I'm
die.
gonna say that.
If you're lucky, the impacts will all explode.
I
and you
didn't
won't feel
realize how
anything.
valuable that was going to be.
Yeah.
You're super valuable. Now I want to tear a hole in the fabric of space-time and go on the bus.
Okay.
Going to work.
God, this takes so much time, less time.
So,
Wheelchair.
curiously,
that
opening this tear
I went through a lot.
on Amelia, just as you do it, actually brings with it a new challenge. As it happens, you see Moonlight immediately stabilize the controls to make sure Amelia doesn't move while this tear rips open in the middle of her space, and you move into a dark room. So when this tear opens up, the first thing you all hear are people screaming.
Yeah.
You hear babies crying, and you hear voices saying, "We need to remain calm," as you watch Lacey move into the portal. And seconds later,
Yeah.
Oya hops in after.
I'm going to stay on this side in case I need to facilitate evacuation from my end.
Thank
Okay.
you.
The portal goes.
What?
I can hold it for a minute. It's no effort for a minute. It just takes an action to close.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's that.
But
Okay.
people might be running through, right?
Right. The idea is
Scared.
to be back.
Crazy.
So you move through.
Yeah, you let me know if we need to.
No? Watch.
We'll be
Oh
in
yeah, I'm
contact.
watching. We're good. We're good.
So the atmosphere of the bus.
We're linked again.
Yes.
It's back to normal.
It's important to note that we call it a bus. But it's important to caution you not looking at this as a bus. In Los Angeles 2120, it's called a bus. This is carrying 200 people. It's better in our present day. We would call this a full-on
Air train.
It's a
airplane.
helicarrier.
Yeah.
Air train.
It is a large Airbus. This thing is designed to transport all day up and down Southern California people who need to go where they need to go and get there quickly. This thing is double decked and 100 people. There is a flight deck with 3 crew members up at the front who have been driving this thing for most of the day and who are now in the process. One of them is up in the front frantically trying to get systems back on while the other 2 are telling everyone to please remain calm. One of them is on the decks below. You can hear them shouting, please everyone remain calm. The woman that's up top right now who is currently trying to calm everybody down, her eyes go wide and her face just turns a whiter shade of pale as she sees all of you emerge from this portal out of nowhere. This woman, dark brown hair tied back into a ponytail, wearing the city uniform of somebody who works for LA Transit. She looks up with you, striking bright green eyes that are shining very largely right now because of how surprised she is when she sees you all come out of nowhere. And the first thing out of her mouth, she goes, holy shit, it's the Callisto 6.
Hi, I'm the repair tech.
Hi, I'm the. Oh yeah.
The shouting and screaming starts to die down, only to hear the cries of a couple of babies that are on this deck. As everyone gets quiet and seeing you all up here.
Can you imagine how bad it would have been without you?
She says, hi,
Hi.
are you here to save us?
Yeah. Hopefully.
Please show
yes.
me to where the problem is with your engine, and then I can fix it.
It's on the other side of your thing. She points up at the flight deck. Your portal is currently open and blocking the walkway
Okay.
to the other side.
Oh, I instinctually move out of the way
No.
because I'm on the other end.
Yeah, no, it's the.
Because I'm still on Amelia.
You
So I'm
can't
in the
help
middle
what
of
you
the
think
shit,
you
and she points at me and goes, "Your thing's in the way." Oh, sorry.
You get out of the way. So now they're looking at the flight deck of Amelia.
I need to close the portal
Oh,
right here. Is that okay?
Good luck.
Okay, let me know if you need me.
Yeah. Likewise.
I love you.
Love you.
And the emergency lights are flickering on this bus, so it's very dark. The only
Dark vision.
there is a glow coming from obviously Aurora, who's got that nice little Tron glow that I appreciate Sam building into their character. So yeah, you see a flight deck. It's about 30 feet away from y'all up at the front. It is a very large flight deck, accompanied with 2 seats on the left and 1 seat on the right.
Okay.
And yes, there's somebody at the controls that's frantically looks like they have what looks like a manual in front of them, and they're going through protocol, trying to get this thing activated again. And then testing the radio. Hello, is there anyone there? We're in the skies. She points and says, he's been at it for the past 15 minutes or so. We can't get anybody on the radio.
Okay. Let me go take a look at the controls, and then maybe I'll need to look at the engine. So, whatever your access to that is, please start opening it up and getting it ready. Thank you.
Sure.
What's your name?
Oh, Jane.
Jane. Nice to meet you. I'm
Thank
Lacey.
you. Lacey,
I'll be in touch after I talk to the controls. Thank you so much, Jane.
you're welcome.
Cool. Bye.
It's so nice to meet y'all.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah. Lacey.
Yes.
As we're walking away, just want to say, plan A is to fix it. But if plan A doesn't work, we could also open a portal and just have everybody walk off this thing.
The crash could hurt a lot of people on the ground.
Yes, that's what we still need to stop it from falling, obviously. But then also, I think I'm just gonna like focus, and maybe I can buy you some time, literally. If things, get really scary.
You're so cool. I'm going now.
You're cool too.
I think you're both pretty awesome. You hear Jane say.
Living repair contacts. Dang it! I know.
While Lacey goes up there real quick, I'm gonna go back to Jane And Jane is a crew member, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, so I guess she explained the
Name
layout
tag
to
says
us,
Jaina
Jane.
on it.
It says
Wait, what?
what?
The name tag says Jaina on it. So it looks
Jaina.
like she shortened it.
Okay.
But
Like
she's,
proud mom?
she's kind of like shifting back and forth as you walk up, and she's like, "Is there anything I can do?"
Yeah, put me on the thing, the speaking thing.
It doesn't work.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I can talk loud. I can talk really loud.
No, let us know when you have opening to that engine access.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's on the deck below. I can go let
Exactly.
Roberto know
Yeah.
that you're
So-
done.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Please find the accessible path of travel.
Yes.
Thank you. There won't be a lift while there's not power on the ship. So we
Yes.
need to figure out how I can get down there easily.
Oh no, it's
Thank you
okay.
so much.
Actually, the stairs actually they actually malfunctioned in mid ramp, so you can get down just fine. It'll be a little bumpy, but you can get down just fine.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
So she moves over, and then she stops and goes, "Everybody, this is Oya. She's a superhero, and she's here to rescue us." And you hear somebody say, "Are you one of those people that was jumping across Los Angeles skylines?"
Yeah. That was me. One of them. Yeah.
There's murmuring all over the bus.
Everything will be okay. We're gonna try to fix things and get you down to the ground safely.
Some applause from a very nervous crowd. Lacey, Jane moves over to what looks like would normally be like a spiral stairwell, and you can see that the stairs have it looks like they were in mid-transit where they kind of flatten out to allow ramp use, and so it looks like blades basically have gone. So she wasn't joking. There's a way down, and Aurora can do it, but it's gonna be bumpy. It looks like they were in mid-transformation of
Yeah,
stairs.
it's kind of just like curb drops,
Yes.
but the wheelbase is wide enough that they're fairly easy to bump down, like shallow steps.
I will say this: the drops aren't as abrupt as curb drops. So it's more like think of it just like a decline, and then just soft drop all the way down.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
It's
Can I
super
just-
easy to hold a wheelie on this.
It'd just be Aurora's voice for a second and be like, buckle your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride. I just want that to be a thing.
I'll
The
have to
chair
record
thing.
a voice patch for her, Aurora. Maybe Sweet Baby would like that.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Give Aurora like a sultry voice.
I don't know. Maybe
Operator
Sweet
Lacey, I demand a sultry voice as well.
Affirmative.
bold of you to assume you don't already have one, Sweet Baby.
True.
So what's going on with those controls? Oh, cool. Engines first. Awesome. That's what we'll do.
Yeah. So, are you going downstairs first, or do you?
I was going to check on the controls
Okay.
first. I just wanted to make sure while I was doing that, we have the path of travel worked out, because sometimes that takes some time.
When you get to the entrance of the flight deck, Lacey, the first thing you see is there is no power in the control room.
Yep.
It's completely dead. It's just as dark in here as it is the rest of the bus, and it looks like he's trying to constantly reboot this system.
Good to know. Down to the engines then.
So you
That
back
means
down.
that he's usefully taken care of not yelling in my ear about how to fix things by flipping switches.
Yeah.
So this works.
So now getting back up those stairs is going to be a pain in the ass, but Aurora can do it, especially because she
Power assist.
just
And no caster.
you get all the way back down. On the bottom floor, you see a very large man who is got his hands spread out in front of him, and he's just going, "I understand. I know you're upset. I know you're scared. This bus is designed for things like this happening. Everyone's going to be okay, but we need everyone to remain calm, or this is going to get stupid real fast, right? So everyone just stay calm. Stay calm.
Excuse me,
Mix,
hi.
I need you to go back to your seat. I'm sorry. I need everyone to
Hi, I'm
stay
the mechanic.
calm. You're a what?
I'm the mechanic.
You're a mechanic.
Yeah.
You want to look at the bus?
Yes.
You need to go talk to the pilot upstairs.
The pilot is flipping a bunch of dead switches while reading the manual.
I
Please let the
can't-
mechanic do their job. Thank you.
Listen, I can't authorize a citizen to just go fiddling around with the machines. You could send this whole bus fall into the ground. I can't let you do that.
Or
What? Are you saying something, or
what's the alternative?
we're waiting for help? We're gonna get the bus back up online. If you could please take your seat, I would appreciate it.
Seriously?
You seem like a relatively intelligent person. I'm going to assume you know what I meant. Okay, so why don't you go return to your seat, and I'm going to handle this.
Yes, yeah,
Help.
yeah. How do I get there?
Can I bring you here, please?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna open up a portal in front of this guy.
You move back, and he throws himself back and goes, Jesus Christ! And you step through.
Walk through. Helps arrive. Please let them by.
This is my agent.
Peeking out from the other side of the portal. He starts muttering.
I reach out to him and I say, I know you're scared. I think it's time you have a seat now too.
You see the translation, and it reminds you of phrases that you would occasionally hear Anton say when he was going his holy shit mother of God route. And you take his hand, and he just goes, "Are you an angel?"
Oh.
Yes.
I turn on my mask.
The glow. I mean, no one could really see you anyway, but as the glow emits, you see he blinks and goes, "Oh, okay, not an angel." As he sees the skull come to life in the dark.
It's a Luma.
I promise I'm not an angel of death.
Oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Thank you for the assurance. What is happening right now?
Do I look familiar?
No, I haven't met too many glowing skull people before.
You must not watch a lot of TV.
I know who she is. You hear someone shout.
Don't be
I
Hollywood,
saw her on
Luma.
a train not too long ago.
I'm trying to help.
Do you know who I am?
Go. That's distracting.
Do I have a path to travel?
What's that?
Do I have a path to the engines while she's distracting?
Yes, the front of this transport at the bottom underneath the flight deck is essentially a passageway to the engines just underneath the bus.
Oh, perfect. Cool.
And there's an access way. You can't actually see, right now with this portal open, you're looking inside Amelia until you peek around to see what's going on the other side. The portal, by the way, with Amelia open, every now and then you're watching Moonlight glance back at you with a smile on her face. And she just, she only has a moment to say something for you. So she lets go of the controls for a second and signs mischief to you and then grabs the controls again.
I look over and I send back mischief.
What do you do?
Managed.
I want to get to the engine bits.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you do that, I'm gonna have Luma roll because
Yeah.
she's basically taking social command of this conversation and trying to calm everybody down and get Roberto
Okay.
I tried.
Roberto.
This is
to.
what Luma does.
This is an emergency situation. He has no idea who you are. I'm gonna set this.
But
at
that person does. So we're gonna chime in on that.
somebody in the back has identified you as I saw her on a train one time.
Oh, unlucky person.
Wow.
I mean, not because of
I
you.
just you poor fool.
You
Stay
poor
off transit,
fool.
buddy.
I'm gonna set this as challenging.
Okay.
So that is a
I don't
difficulty
remember what-
5.
5. All right.
Luma's like,
4,
difficulty
3
5.
automatically.
I remember when that was a problem. in
What
my
else
youth.
goes into this for her specifically?
Let's see.
I haven't had to do a social roll in so long.
Okay. So it's
It's gonna be funny when we play our first Cypher game that's not superheroes, and when I drop difficulty 5, y'all are gonna be like, "Oh wait, that's actually a problem."
Wait, that's actually hard. Yeah.
That's actually hard.
It's not literally punching things. I'm familiar with it.
right. That's
Things
true.
are
That's
hard.
true. You get that experience quite often.
specialization and effort because you're not really using shapeshift right now.
Yeah.
Which is where a lot of your
Where
outputs
a lot of
normally
it
come
comes from.
Unless there's a social thing on the other side. From,
No.
Like, yeah, I think for the most part, no.
No.
Cool. Yeah, effort.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'll spend 1 level of effort,
Okay.
and so I still got to roll. It's down to a 1 now.
You need 3 or better.
3 or better.
Let's see what Luma does.
14.
Or better.
14. Okay. He,
Them is the best.
so
Captain them.
people start asking questions immediately, like from the train. Like you hear like conversations starting to
Perfect.
spread. But the guy whose hand you're holding, he's just kind of like,
I hold his hand and I start facilitating the questions to sort of distract everyone like this is a conference, and I'm now calming everyone by making this a Q&A.
okay. People are asking questions about the portal that's open behind you. Can they get off the bus?
Unfortunately, it goes to a place and it doesn't fit everyone, so that's why we've come here to help. And I just start.
Okay. You basically become the ultimate superhero flight attendant as everyone is calmed down dramatically. And Roberto Roberto goes from that resistant authority figure to just staring at you kind of like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, quiet.
I could see that.
Speaking.
And that makes, and she's got a glowing skull for a face, so we should
right.
probably take that at face value, right, guys? So
Undo.
Your face.
Oh no! Oh gosh! No. They've been through enough. I'll give them a minute, unless someone asks, and then I'll do it for fun.
So you move over and you see a control panel that is manual. It is not an electronic control panel, and it does have a punch key code, like old locks, like old analog locks.
I don't punch it.
Okay.
I open it though.
You know, like old.
What's the locking mechanism? No, I don't.
It's okay. So like an old master lock that you would like one of the old twist locks, except for this is a punched one, where you have to enter the right combination punch key. It's an analog lock, essentially.
A punch key that's analog.
Yeah.
Yes. So what it does is you press. Think of it like a telephone, except for without the electronics. So instead of like rolling the lock to the left or the right, you actually have to enter the right combination to unlock it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
In a world with cryogenic freeze and EMPs that are sponsored by speedsters, I imagine this is not the weirdest thing you've seen.
oh no, totally. How
It is.
the press keys and how they interact with the tumblers is super opaque to me at the moment, and I look forward to taking this lock apart and learning how it works. But all right. What I have is the ability, like, there are caper movies, and you listen to the tumbles. And so if you have real good sensor equipment, you can find out about those tumbles real easy.
Yep.
That, and also the grease fingers. So you throw dust on it, and then wherever the powder is, that's keys and stuff. We all used to watch caper movies together. Me and Hacken. It was really fun. We watched a lot of things about robbing banks.
I'm just watching, just being like, throw the dust, throw some dust, throw some dust, throw some dust. I want to know if it's real. It's got to be
So
real.
how are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm combining all of those because you need to know what keys are. It would help to narrow down the keys that are used in the combination, and ideally the finger grease trick works for that. And then from there, I can run a quick Google search to see how long these key codes typically are for these kinds of locks, and from there use the vibration sensor equipment to monitor the tumblers as they fall, as I test the various permutations of the numbers whose identity I've figured out from the grease, and the length of code that I've determined from looking up the brand of lock.
You know, smart stuff.
I'm just laughing because you could also just look up the city bus number and then hack the system and get the code, but you could do all of that.
Caper movie.
Caper movie does work, yes.
I think of the thing from the movies before I think of the other thing.
Which is totally on brand for Lacey. Totally on brand for Lacey. So going through this complex mechanism, you actually devise a system that is completely independent of needing any other external source other than the lock itself to break it, even at its current state of technology. So go ahead and make a roll, Lacey, and I'm going to give you a +2 asset
Lovely.
to snack in this thing.
While this is happening, I'd like to make my way down that bumpy ramp
Okay.
to just check in and see if I can help. Also,
There's a portal open down here, and you see the scene that I described to
okay,
them.
great. So I'm down there.
Oya! Hi, everyone. Oya. You remember Oya?
Hi.
Some of you. Hi.
Hi.
Subvocal. I'm facilitating calm by distracting them with chaos.
You're a me.
That needs to be a mug.
And I'd also like to do another anticipation.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead and make your spends or what you need to do for Oya. But I think your edge actually eats up the spend on that, doesn't it?
That's true. I don't need to be discounting myself.
Yeah.
Please.
I think you've gotten to the point where your edge, you just get anticipation.
I do.
So Oya, you're nodding to Luma, and for a moment you listen again to the ripples in the water across the surface of time, and you are quickly approaching the moment where those engines are going to go out. And at about that point, at the other end of the bus, you're hearing a clicking sound. The difficulty to manage this lock is going to be 3. There's really not a whole lot of a point to having Lacey roll.
I actually, one of my machine's skills is not just in electrical machines. The mechanical descriptor gave me training in all machines.
I remember that in our first play session when you used that to break into the facility that was also similarly locked. Okay, so You run a scan on the lock, and as you're moving your fingers across from it, you see that there's a separate locking mechanism underneath that actually functions like a spin lock and is responding to every button you press. So as you're clicking it, clicking, you're like, ah!
Luma, I get it now, I get it now, I get it now, I get it now, I get it now.
The door goes and opens. Pops.
I'm in.
Have fun robbing the bank.
Heat immediately just wafts over as you swing open this door, and you can hear the roar of the engines of this bus underneath. No longer insulated from the sounds, from the floorboards, from the guests. So the roar of the engines is now visibly heard inside the bus as you pull this thing open. It is very dark down there. There are no emergency lights on, but you can see that the engines and all of this incredible tech that keeps these buses flying and in the air, all of it is completely powered down.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay by Lacey
Okay.
this whole time,
Okay.
wherever they go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
keeping your calm, Oya. The truth is as Lacey's doing this, you're starting to feel that clock.
Okay.
And you know that the future that you've seen is quickly about to become the present.
I'm gonna do something. It's gonna help you, but it might be a little freaky.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna seem slow around you, but it'll give you a lot of time. Well, not a lot of time. You still have to work quickly. But I believe in you. You can do it. Okay, you ready? Let's go. Let's do it. I'd like to create a bubble of time around Lacey, and I guess myself. I just want to basically speed Lacey so that everything around us is super slow.
So the way I'll translate that into game mechanics, Lacey, is I'm going to give both you and Lacey, if this were a combat round, you would get 2 actions for every 1 action you wanted to do.
Okay.
So you basically, it's like you get haste, but the way it's manifesting is the rest of the world around you slows a little
Super
bit.
slow.
You kind of remove yourself from the normal flow of time and take Lacey with you.
Probably the both of us, right?
The two of
Yeah.
you just sidestep out of that stream.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of on the banks. And time around you begins to... Noise around you becomes a slow roar. If people were to be watching the two of you move, you would be moving comically fast.
So Lacey wheeling would look like Sam wheeling.
Like it looks like it looks like you're moving in double time. Like if this was a video, you just...
Great.
So, time is slowed down around you. No one has noticed this yet.
right,
That's going to buy you some time for sure.
Okay.
How many? Real quick, is that a
That's
negotiated
just
power?
a time. Yeah, I don't have a specific ability in that, but
So
it's
then-
just a time shenanigans. If you want me to spend or roll,
Four. I would say 4 points.
Okay.
But your edge will eat into that,
so it's just 1 point.
so just 1 point.
Okay. Or actually, is it even?
You
yes,
have a
it
tier
is.
3 ability that's kind of like this temporal acceleration.
I don't have that. I didn't take that.
Something to aim for, because y'all are quickly approaching tier 5.
I mean, maybe I should take that. Yeah.
All right, so 4 points. It only costs you 1 as you achieve something pretty spectacular. Again, Oya's power manifesting, Lacey, is you've seen incredible things, but again, Oya plays with the fabric of space-time. The universe responds and decides to do what Oya says. And the two of you are removed from that stream of time into a new zone.
Portals are flashy, and you literally altered the warp and weft of space-time, so I think maybe you are a bit flashy as well.
I mean, together though, we're pretty flash.
We're space-time.
We're space-time fabric tailors.
I think Luma's probably fabric. She's best at that.
Aww.
Okay.
Don't hear it.
That's for the decision.
That's what I was.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it should push
Chipmunk
out there.
Creek is definitely taking place on the other side of that portal.
Yeah.
You can't really hear it because it's underneath the roar of a jet engines, multiple jet
And I'm
engines.
also talking
Yeah,
quite loud.
talking loudly, especially over the engine noise and everything.
Oh, but if you ever look in the mental link, it looks
Oh, yeah.
weird as heck.
I'm going to rule that as that power is initiated, Cass, I'm going to say you're about halfway to the bus at this point. So you are currently
With
soaring through the skies.
With snaps.
Snaps, yep.
All right.
Snaps, who's holding onto you tightly, going, whoa, is all he can manage as he's looking down, just going, oh, okay.
I got you.
I mean, I'm used to moving fast, but usually it's my feet that are helping me do that.
Sounds cool. We should go for a run sometime. But not now.
Not now.
Now, nap time.
And he lays his head down on your shoulder and puts his arms around you and kind of Lois Lanes himself as you soar up into the sky.
That's so
For
sweet.
the record, I can't read your mind.
Okay, so zipping along, Lacey, you get down into the engine area. Aurora immediately just and off-roads it basically, and now you're down in the engine area, surrounded by even, it is a testament again, a reminder that how advanced the city of Los Angeles is. The tech that is down here that runs for its public service, not surprisingly, is largely corporate sponsored and owned. Even though this is a Los Angeles city bus, it reminds you of how deep the corporation has their fingers into everything of this city. Because looking around, you can see familiar systems. You can already sense the familiarity of some Pyramid Star tech, but a lot of Traeger tech.
The corps are all up in the city of LA's business?
Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Shocked. Where is the engine making funny noises?
The engine's off, so there's no noises coming out of it. You do hear the sputtering of the repulsors, and those are functioning on basically four different fuel lines that are running. They both are functioning on four different simultaneous engines that are coordinated right now.
Okay.
So the main engine is dead because of the power.
Okay. If I, you start the engine and the noise it makes tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
Can I turn the key, so to speak, to hear what's going on with the main engine?
Yes.
I can't diagnose it if everything is dead.
The problem is you're going to need to get it power somehow. Otherwise, it would function just like you would if you were turning a dead car. No engine turn at all.
Yeah, I just want to hear whether it goes or whether it doesn't turn at all.
It doesn't turn at all. So when
Okay,
you
that's
reach out and connect to these machines, it's like hearing that sad dead click sound when you turn the key. Just
So it sounds like it needs a jump.
Yeah. That's...
yes,
It
absolutely.
sounds like it needs a jump.
Oh, I wish we had our power baby here.
Yeah. I would get
what
a
can I
hold
do?
of her.
Can I help? Oh, wait, yeah.
We need her.
Yeah. Can send a message to her tablet.
It's worth a try. I'm gonna text Tops on her tablet, and maybe she's checking her texts. Maybe she's like in the middle of a rampage. Maybe you're in the middle of a stadium stampede and aren't gonna feel a vibrate thing. But I'm going to try. Lacey doesn't know. Lacey doesn't know.
So at about this point on the field,
Help.
I'm still holding the power.
you're holding the power, and there's this deafening buzzing sound coming out of it. You know, when you're near like one of those exposed power lines, and it's just boom as you're holding on to these cords. And Shion, miraculously, you're watching the stadium begin to empty as people are single filed. You see that a lot of people have taken charge and are organizing their groups, but you're seeing it in this 65,000 stadium. It's difficult to make out any detail, but you are seeing masses of people slowly pull apart and make their way towards the center parts of the stadium exits. But at about that point, as Shion is going, "Dad, you're doing great. Just continue moving towards the exit." You see the running forms of what you assume, based on the equipment around their buckles, to be police officers rushing the field towards your direction.
Do I hear hello?
And at that point, you hear a bing message come through on your pad. You see it's Lacey's name.
Hops, the bus in the air really, really needs a jump. I can't jump it unless I put jumper cables through a portal from Amelia. That seems like a super bad idea. Could you come help us, please?
I'm scrolling.
A lot of these messages you haven't checked in a while. You're
Oh my
scrolling
god,
through.
I missed the oh crap. Okay.
Shion
Speech to text.
pulls away from the mic and says, "Yeah, I think those are cops."
Yeah. And it's just like, hey Lacey, can you open up a portal from the field and I can jumpstart it from here? A little busy. Maybe. Could get busy. Oh, this is speech to text. Please ignore all typos. Oh, it's just sent.
You hit send.
Because I'm still holding on to this one and
Yep.
trying not to short
You
circuit
see,
this one.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
you
no,
see
totally.
your pad fluctuate a little bit because you've got all this energy flowing through your body right now.
Left side, left side, left side, left side.
I hope my time shenanigans extend to us not having to wait in their time to receive the reply back.
Oh, right.
God.
That's
know how that-
unfortunate.
That's actually a really good point. So we text because that's the first thing we think of.
Yes.
And we're in our bubble and we realize that
Oh.
Yes.
we don't have that kind of time.
Right.
Okay.
Now you're having to rely on her response.
okay.
So does that
And even in a
have a
normal
battery that I can use to jump the main engine battery?
Can I just,
Like-
can I just,
Hey.
I don't think I can open up a portal that far away.
okay. I can, oh, crap.
What's up?
I can't hear you guys. You're chipmunks to me.
You can hear me. Mental link. You can hear everything.
even though
I
you're
thought
in
it
a
was
different thing.
chipmunk, but I'm only at double time.
Oh, I
You've
thought
heard
it
an
was way
audiobook
faster.
at double time before.
I thought it was way faster. Okay.
It is at a speed of narrative convenience.
Great. Just go for it.
But I'm very comprehensive.
Sub-vocal.
Very fast.
You sound very strange. You sound very strange. Oh yeah.
super powerful.
Oh yeah. I don't know what you did, but if you guys need to jump, maybe we can just open a thing to Amelia.
Yep. Running jumper.
We got-
cables through portals on our options list.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay.
I don't know where the heck Hops is. Also, can't wait.
Luma.
Can't wait for you to hear this.
Can you also ask if there might be jumper cables on, like a jumper cable pack on this bus? Just-
Roberto?
Yeah.
Do you guys have jumper cables on the ship?
You know, I don't know. If we did, they'd be in the back in the storage
Okay.
compartments. that
Do
we
you
have
want to
for
take over
maintenance.
for 1 minute while I go check?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Great. I think you can handle it. You're gonna be great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trained. I got this.
Yeah.
I got
Look,
this.
everyone's waiting to listen.
Everyone's
Good.
yeah, they're counting on me. You're right. I can do this.
You've got it.
All right, so everybody, listen up.
run to the
Chloe's
room.
little girl is gonna go in the back, and she's gonna try to find something to help us. And while that's happening, y'all are gonna listen to me, okay? Because I got this under control. Yes, there is a portal, presumably to another dimension of other sky buses. It looks like, but I promise you, we're all gonna get out of here safely. The Super Six people are gonna rescue all of us, and it's gonna be okay. Okay, we're gonna make it through this. Everyone's kind of listening, like, huh? You, of course, in your time bubble are hearing.
That's kind of what they always sound like when I'm focusing.
Can I once it's understood that Luma's gonna look for a pack and come to us if she finds one, can I also
Bring her into the speed bubble.
can I give
When
her a
you
speed bubble too?
when you notice that she's coming, yes.
Yeah,
Or
okay.
when you, but I mean, so because.
I know it's
Since-
gonna take a while to be like
Yeah, she's received your and your time frame. She's received your message,
right.
and she's
already on her way.
acknowledging it. And her time frame, she's already starting to move to the back of the bus.
Okay.
So like, but it's that's you guys
Yeah.
are waiting for that moment where the two times basically intersect.
And while they're doing that, I'm taking advantage of our time bubble and the additional time I have to talk to Moonlight on Amelia, update her about the plant so that she knows to get jumper cables out.
Moonlight
Just
look-
as a text.
yeah.
Because that is a much more cognitively accessible way to be in two different time streams.
Okay, so she acknowledges,
Okay. Thank you.
and like within a millisecond of sending the message back, you say, "Okay, thank you." She.
Hi.
So, really, right now, you two are kind of in a waiting pattern. With your time moving at the speed that it's moving right now, it is feeling frustratingly long as Luma's making her way to the back of the bus.
Can I spend the time studying the engine to like try to get a situational asset?
So yes, I would allow that. Absolutely. Good use of your time. So yeah, studying the engine. Yes, there's nothing too complex about this engine. It's just a larger version of what you normally see these sky cars using.
Yeah. I had like half a class lecture about this in undergrad.
I'll give you this, Lacey. You do, through the study of the engine, you do detect that the emergency repulsors that have this bus going, they're running out of fuel, and that's what's going to cause the drop.
I will spam coaxing power into this as well so that it's to lighten the load on the fuel reserves.
So you know what I would do in that case?
I don't know. What
I
would you do?
would say that using your ability of coaxing power, what I would say is I would manipulate how much thrust the engines are using. And as a result of that, I would say you very gently reduce the altitude of the bus.
Ooh.
By, I would say it begins to go down about 3 feet a second. Just
Amazing. I am
very
happy to set up the feather fall.
so you're gonna buy maybe a few more rounds, so to speak, of time in the air.
No.
So maybe another minute or two.
How far up is the bus?
Well, you guys were about 270 feet up,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
That
And
sounds roughly right.
So now you're about 265 feet up
Got it.
and slowly descending.
Copy that.
You can gauge that by the time the engine's cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Not that if your rate of descent maintains, you can accurately predict when it's going to cut off. But probably depending because of the time variation and also because the thrust is you're constantly using the coaxing mechanism. You're constantly have to compensate for the back engine and the front engine because they're not all they're coordinated with each other, but you're having to like constantly adjust, like any pilot that's kind of lowering themselves down on a hover vehicle. So as a result, probably at about 220 feet, the engines are going to cut.
Yeah, it's still too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I'd like to test, not test, but yeah, I'm just, maybe it's anticipation or something. I'm trying to get a sense of if we get to that 220 foot level and we start to plummet, how far can I extend my time bubble? Can I slow this down at all?
It's possible.
I want to, just kind of, is there any way that I can research that? Ooh, I have that as a skill, research. And I also have the creative, not flavor, creative descriptor, thank you.
So what would happen was you'd be able to slow down. What I imagine, I would probably, this is one of those instances where I would just say this goes outside the purview of your written powers and we would just be using Oya's command of space-time. It would essentially cause everyone in the bus, including the bus itself, to enter into a whole different zone of time, which will have, I would rule that that's going to give it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's going to dramatically decrease the amount of time before you hit the ground, but you'll still be falling at the same
hitting it
rate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what it'll do is it'll buy people who are not in that time, it'll essentially buy them time to come up with a plan to stop your descent.
Okay.
And potentially give us evac time, worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially. I mean, you'll all be moving slow. At that particular moment, you extending that kind of effort to that kind of an area, you're not going to be able to single yourself out to move at a normal speed. You're
Right.
basically going to slow everything down in that zone. So the evac time really, it's going to have to come from people on the outside setting up a plan to get everyone out the moment time goes back to normal, which is doable.
Okay.
Amazing.
But in the meantime, I can always just speed us up again
Thank you.
somehow.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that at this point, flying into the back of Amelia because her ramp is halfway down right now, you swoop in with Synapse in your arms and land.
I'm gonna try to keep where the bus is, or the van is in between us and Punchy.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's time to have Snaps see Punchy and start trying to put pieces together.
Okay.
Smart.
You set him down. He immediately slumps back into the chair.
Gather some stuff and make a little pillow for him.
Hey, thank you. That's really nice. Thanks for flying me. That was really nice.
Anytime.
I've never flown before. That was pretty cool.
Hey, we got so much time.
Yeah. Are we still flying now?
Yeah, we're in a ship though.
Okay.
Thank you for flying cats.
I'm gonna close
Goodbye
my
now.
eyes, but if you need me, I'm just gonna go ahead and, assuming that if you wanted to kill me, you would have just dropped me. So he clips himself into a seatbelt and says, "I'm just gonna close my eyes. Let me know if you need anything, okay?"
Like they said, we're your friends. We're never gonna hurt you, Snaps.
He looks at you and says, "I keep hearing you say that, but I'm sorry. I just don't remember who you are."
That's okay. You will.
Okay.
Or we'll start again. But first, nap.
Yeah. And he leans back. It's at that point, for the first time, Cass, you notice that Snaps in this articulated black suit that he's wearing, this full body suit that has sort of a turtleneck
Super
action
villain
going on.
outfit,
Yeah. It does have, you're just noticing it now because it wasn't colored in. It did not have like a pronounced logo. But you are noticing that rather uninspired, or perhaps as sort of a mockery, maybe as a sick joke, the symbol that he has on the side of his suit is the Callisto 6 symbol upside down.
Whoa.
And it's embroidered right on his left arm.
Callisto 9?
And it's at an angle. So it looks off. It doesn't look appropriate or right or even stylish in any way.
Is it a patch or is it like super sewn in?
It looks like it's embossed. So it's been like imprinted onto the suit texture itself. But you also notice that it is segmented differently. Almost like it was meant to become a multi-segmented star, but it's been sort of peeled away. But at first glance, the first thing that comes to your mind is that it looks like sort of a corrupted, slanted Callisto 6 symbol.
What are the unregistered trademark laws of Los Angeles 2020?
Right?
I'm asking for a friend.
Trademarks are bullshit.
You're not wrong.
Of
That
course,
was IP theft.
your imagination does light up with what it might do if somebody saw the Callisto 6 symbol on somebody who was hurting people.
One hand.
But it's difficult to say.
So that's a Luma. Where are we at? Moonlight, how's everything?
Moonlight's up at the flight deck, so as you move up, she just kind of, oh, welcome back. Wow, that's right, you flew into the ship, that's amazing. They're over there, and she points at the ship, this big Airbus that's, you can see it slowly descending, and every now and then, Moonlight also reduces thrust and takes Amelia down. She's like, I don't know how much fuel they have left, but judging from the engine flare, it can't be much.
Luma, how we doing?
Hey, getting jumper cables. Hi, you're back. Hi. Everything okay?
Shion's amazing. Snaps is taking a nice nap.
Okay.
What's going on?
Lacey and Oya are down in the engine room. I'm going to get jumper cables to attach to Amelia and hope that recharges everything. Everyone on board seems to be pretty calm right now.
What should I do?
Hang out?
Okay.
Take a moment of quiet.
Moonlight gives you a quirked eyebrow, and she raises her hand and says, maybe
Oh, I've got an idea.
hold the bus.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
If you can do that.
I just wasn't sure about. I mean, who really knows how Cass is?
Well,
I'm
flying.
gonna stop any sentences about Cass's thrust.
Gina's gonna get gifted in that one. Just like,
She clipped her quarrel.
She didn't do anything. He did it.
That Golden Girls one.
Yeah. Everybody clutch your pearls and run away. We'll slap my thigh and call me Sally. Ooh.
This is just my sub vocal clutch.
oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Sorry.
For a good.
Oh my, you made me clutch my sub vocals.
Still works.
Okay.
Gain a point of cipher non-compliant inspiration.
Why'd you just shriek?
Oh, Moonlight just had an idea. I don't know how any of this works, but maybe I can hold the bus.
Hell, it's worth a try.
Be right there.
See out the window.
Should I take the cables, or is that?
Yes, if you have the cable. Well, I'm looking for the cables.
Oh, right.
Amelia
Okay.
cables.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
We only need one set of cables. That's how jumping cables work. Thank you.
Whichever ones appear first.
Yep.
Whichever ones appear first.
Thank you. I appreciate you going on the show.
Wait, that's weird.
Time things probably.
Oh, cool.
I'm recording all of it.
Okay. I'm on my way.
You kind of climb up the ramp to the entrance, one leg over the other, and fall out the back of Amelia and immediately catch yourself into flight. You fly over. The heat from the bus immediately hits you in the face. These 4 jet engines are powering quite a bit of thrust in order to keep this huge 200-person transport aloft. But you do see that it is slowly starting to sink. You can get under it. You can get, like, what would you like to do?
Or should I start taking it down?
Like
Can I
pushing it down?
do that?
if it's falling and you push up and it's still falling, then you're slowing its fall.
Yeah.
If you push up and it goes up, you can fly and lift an entire bus. Congratulations.
Okay.
I should have said that faster, but Cass is too impressive, and so congratulations.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lacey's impressive. Slow her right down. Yeah. Either way, if you fly up, that's good and amazing.
I'm gonna do a quick cut to you and Shion running from the police.
Oh,
Unless you wish to stay there as they rush you the stage with cuffs out.
hey. So
So that's a yes?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna run because I'm gonna leave them behind.
Don't do that.
Faster.
Who? Shion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Shion goes, what do we do? Hey, stop right there! Put that down!
Okay. And everything goes black.
Good. Yep.
Power just shuts down again.
He asked for it.
Shion goes,
Run.
Let's go see if they need help over at the bus.
Literally anywhere.
You have done your job. I don't know. I'm just gonna. Actually, no. I do want to do something with Shion.
okay.
I want to because now it's all been dark. I want us to like kind of run off like to a side part of the stadium, kind of like off to the side, and just be like, okay, before we go back to everyone else, I need you to do something for me
Hold on.
really quick.
If you're gonna tell me you're gonna run, then there's gonna be a chase scene because the cops are coming.
They can't see us, can they?
Well, they're still gonna. Y'all are on the stage, and that's where they were rushing.
Oh, I was gonna. Okay.
So if you're
Okay, we'll go.
So I just want to play out the order of events.
Sure.
So as the cops are rushing the stage, they scream at you to stop. You and Shion jump down off the stage and start running in the opposite direction in total darkness.
I still have my night vision goggles that last for 8 hours. So
That's true. So you're kind of bound. You just kind of pull them down, and
I'll just
Shion's holding your
hold their
hand.
hand, yeah.
And you see a flashlight activate on one of these police officers as they're rushing towards you, and Shion just goes, "Wait, just give me 1 second."
Oh, right.
Yeah. And she turns around and goes, "It's okay. It's okay. We're part of the security. We were just trying to coordinate." And then these cops come to a stop and start listening to them speak. And Shion just goes, "It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're trying to get out of here right now. We're trying to get to the next place where we can continue to organize the evacuation."
And I just try to look really important.
And one of the cops goes, "Can I see your identification?" And they go, yes, but I don't think it's necessary to give it to you. And really, you probably would agree with me on that."
I mean, we have been
And-
in problems outside
And
to take care of.
Shion raises their hands to you and just goes,
Oh,
and then
Now the
cop is looking back and forth, and Shion says, "There's a lot of people that are needing your help to exit the stadium. You're doing a great job. Thank you for checking on us. But we are on your side, and we are helping you, and we are authorized to be here." And the cop immediately clicks off the flashlight and says, "Good luck. Let me know if you need anything." And the other cops are just like, "Sorry about that." And they begin to turn on heel and check their radios again as they walk back. And one of them turns on the flashlight again as they start heading back.
Yeah, but
And Shion turns back to you and goes, "I still feel really icky doing that.
that was amazing.
It feels really icky."
I know, but I mean, that would have been really bad if we got, arrested.
Yeah.
Because been there, it's not fun.
Can you see where you're going?
Oh, right, yes, I can.
I'm gonna follow.
Actually, can I just
What do you-
really quick? I'm gonna try and turn a light on or something, but I guess I can't really do that.
there's nothing out here in the open field.
Yeah. Oh, we're out the field now.
Yeah, y'all are kind of up in
Okay.
the open field at this point.
Look, before we go back to the others, really fast, because I need you to do this for me.
Oh, okay.
In the van, I asked you if you could erase memories. I don't want you to erase something. I need you to take away the fear of something, if you can do that for me.
I don't know.
You have to try. You have to try.
I could try. It's just messing with someone's mind. I don't know what.
Look, if you don't do this, I don't know if we can win.
Okay. What is exactly you want?
Okay. I want you to look at me and tell me that I am not afraid of Fletcher. that looking at him will not scare me if I see him again. Can you do that?
So they look down. You can see through the night vision goggles the look on their
I'll
face.
take them off if I need to.
You just pull them off, and they take a deep breath, and they look at you and say, "Look, you're asking me to do this, so I'm going to be honest with you, okay? You're asking me to repress a naturally occurring fear in you, and I just want you to know that there's no way that doesn't come with consequences. There's no way."
I will deal with the consequences as soon as we fix everything and find Anton and get everything back to normal. But for right now, I need to be able to focus and make sure that everyone else is safe. I need you to just take it away for right now, and we can deal with it later. I promise.
Hops, everything that I do for a living tells me that I should not say yes to this. I know you want that fear to go away, but that's why you have friends and support. That you have to face it and deal with it and live with it. That's how you move past it.
It's not that easy.
It's not supposed to be easy.
It's
Hops.
not. No, I'm saying it's not just. You haven't seen him. All I'm saying is that if we have to go up against what I saw, none of us are gonna come out of this.
Listen to me. I understand that I can't understand. That is the nature of trauma. The experiences are unique. I can tell you I have my own, and I deal with them in my own way. Repressing it is not how you move past it.
Okay, then not repress it, but I don't know, do something.
I can't cure you of being human, Hops. I'm sorry. And in just this short amount of time, I have come to learn a lot about the people you all are, and I'm not going to jeopardize that by playing with the wiring. I don't know what'll happen.
Okay, just promise me that you'll think about it, because it might be something that I need right now just to, I don't know, function. Like I don't want to burden the others with it, but it's a lot, and I don't know how much I can go without thinking about it.
Keep talking about it.
All right, let's just get back to the others. We can talk about this later. Maybe try later if you can.
If you promise that you'll try later, I'll think about it.
Okay.
And the two of you move off into the darkness towards the exits on the field, which is a good 60-yard run to get to the exit. Well,
I'll just go and wait for them at the end. I'm kind of mad.
I mean, eventually they're gonna be able to portal get to you. So.
Oh Jesus! Everyone, you get a portal. You get a portal. Everyone.
Eventually.
I'm portal.
All right, so y'all move to the exits. Meanwhile, Cass, you fly underneath this bus. You see the grimy bottom of this steel bus and the jet engines again whipping your hair about your face a little bit. Thank goodness you have short hair. And just whipping around as you fly underneath this. Again, the heat is very oppressive underneath these jet engines and the noise is impossibly loud. You move up and put your hands on the bottom of the bus and kind of hold it. You are feeling the bus pushing down as it's losing altitude, but it's not the full weight of the bus. The thrust is still helping. What would you like to do? Would you like to do anything here or?
I guess we want to stay here and not go down, right? Luma?
I don't think either option is bad as long as it's controlled.
Even on sub-vocal, it's very difficult to understand her.
Got it.
She is right next to these engines, is shriekingly loud in that vocal, in that mic.
Okay, I know everything looks real dark out here, but, Jim, is there like a giant empty space that would be good to set down an enormous Airbus?
There is about a half a mile away, 200 feet down, is a very large stadium where a mag ball game is being played.
Okay, so, I feel fundamentally irrational. Like, I'm in midair, everything's loud, I can't hear anything, Hops isn't here to start the engines, I don't know what to do, but I'm pretty sure that there's a big space that way, so let's just see what happens. And I try to start pushing sideways.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to make...
I didn't hear anything you just said, but I trust it.
Be like a translation or transcription
So, Hops,
built-in app in our,
you're moving out of the station.
Able to hear and
Those two are...
detect.
Okay, so Cass,
Are we seeing the bus now? Because it's
not yet.
Okay.
You said half a mile, right?
But you know what we might do, just for the sake of keeping reuniting in the scene?
Yeah.
We might say that your whole scene was taking place as Cass is doing this.
Okay.
So,
And I did get the text from Lacey. I know they
Yeah.
did something with the bus. Yeah.
Cass, this has to be a difficulty 10.
Okay.
What you're trying to do is technically impossible.
how many times have we heard that with
Strength
Cass?
test.
Strength test. This
10 becomes 7.
30 immediately drops down to 21.
Let's see. That's. I'm gonna say. Would a movement from my Dex Power Shift apply here?
A movement,
Just asking.
but it's vague.
Dex Power Shift gives me a automatic advantage in movement tasks.
Flight is movement.
Actually, you're flying in a three-dimensional space and you're trying to push a bus in a specific direction.
It's move.
I mean, you are using strength and dex here, definitely. So I would probably say yes.
Okay.
I would allow that.
The other thing, yeah. Okay. So that's 6. And we're still at our pools from earlier, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So 4 levels of effort would cost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus my edge of 5 now. Not last episode that happened. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Minus 5 is 4 points. 13 goes to 9. And 6 goes to 2. Okay.
Wow.
Do it for
You can do you'll be able to do a recovery roll eventually.
Oh, eventually. Awesome.
So, just trying not to let the reality of 200 people on this thing sink in, trying to just channel what I feel out of the engines into the way I feel right now, and put my eye on where I know Hops is and where I know I think a space is. Presuming someone has cleared the neodymium team from the field.
Fine. They're in their bubble, cushioned.
I'm going to give you 1 point for stunt, which I have been meaning to do. So definitely take that point and put it wherever you want. And
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I got a 9.
the dice
And I
is like,
needed a
I'm
six.
tired of waiting on you. I'm out of here.
Even your dice are impulsive. Yeah. And before I knew, like, I somehow my left arm has gone before I realized I was ready to go, and I'm just so with kind of a lurch. Sorry about that. The whole bus starts moving sideways and slightly down. And
So there is for those of you in real time, there is a
Yeah.
kind of this jolt as suddenly the bus you begin to watch the skyline of Los Angeles start moving, but you're also watching the horizon slowly get closer and closer. For those of you in the other time, it's only been a few moments. When Cass's actions begin to kick into gear, what y'all are going to feel is a sudden slow tilt. And then the jolt is going to feel kind of comical. It's going to... as there's a ripple of energy throughout the ship. At this point, I'm going to say, Luma, just as you're grabbing what looks like jumper cables out of the back of this bus, which are basically don't look like modern day jumper cables. They look like things you actually insert into electrical engines.
Sure.
So they look like cables that you just pop in.
Cool.
As you're pulling them out, there's a whoa, you kind of grab the side as the bus
So
jolts
that's
a
what
little
she was
bit.
doing. As my action, since I'm just rummaging and watching through Lacey's eyes, so that I know what's going on in the engine room. While they were figuring out how to do the engine, could I have also been watching to understand how this thing works, just in case? Because I'm now technically in a top engine room.
And
So I have understanding where I can, if I'm watching an object, I can study it, and the next time I interact with it, the difficulty. So like, I'm not complete. I've been watching Lacey repair things my entire life.
you helped me
and
study for the midterm that this is about.
I would rule.
I'm
I would.
also watching them dissect and sort of troubleshoot this, and I'm watching, so I'm also understanding with them.
So. Oh, you mean you're looking through Lacey's?
Yeah, because we're linked
Yeah.
right now, so I've
up.
been watching them with like double vision of like what I'm seeing and what they're seeing.
So here's what I'd give you is that what you're discovering is that Lacey hasn't really been able to fiddle with anything because there's no power and they need jumper cables to get in there.
Yeah.
So there hasn't been a lot of interaction with the devices that Lacey needs to be able to dig into in order to get that. However, just from watching this bus and
Yeah.
also having been in similar situations in the skylines of Los Angeles with hover transports,
This is the closest machine I can understand.
I would say that I would give you that asset based on that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just in case
So-
I have to do the jumper right now.
Yeah. So you're moving down. So we are going to do a couple of rounds here with Lacey and Oya because
Perfect.
as y'all are down there,
I got the
again,
cables.
the present is slowly approaching.
Okay.
The future is slowly approaching the present.
Okay.
And you hear, so when you hear Luma say, I got the cables, it's.
I think she has the cables.
Are you sure that's what she said?
I think so. What else would it be? I block the table.
An infinite number of things.
I
Luma, did
block
you get the cables?
cables.
I try to say it really fast. Like,
I got the cables.
Okay, you're right.
I'm gonna run up to her and grab them or her.
I just want to open a local portal instead.
Oh, do it. Yes, faster.
Yeah.
So Luma, the portal on the front of the bus that was open to Amelia goes, and the portal in front of you goes,
Oh!
just rips open suddenly.
I landed it behind so I can. They don't make a sound when I open them sometimes. Cables, thank you.
thank you.
So it is again, to use the descriptor, it is comically fast.
Right.
The portal tears open, and when Lacey waves at you, it's so fast that it almost looks like when a fan is moving. You know, the blades kind of, you can't tell which direction they're moving. And then this is after you felt something tap, you turned around and the cables, like, they're out of your hands so fast, there's almost like a heat to your palm. And the portal goes, and the portal closes up.
Query, if I'm jumping from Amelia, don't I need to keep that portal open?
Are you?
I'm jumping from Amelia. I'm jumping the bus with Amelia's engine.
So you'll need so you'll need to
Yeah,
open
so
a
keep
portal
the
to
portal.
Amelia. So you'll need to keep a portal open from where you are to Amelia.
Okay, I'll open a new portal to Amelia.
Okay.
and-
So then you've
I'm on with
closed the one to Luma and open the new portal. So it begins to spike as it opens. You see Moonlight has started to pull open one of the panels and just sees you and points to you and pulls open one of these panels, and you see some of the tech exposed underneath, all these wires popping out, and you see the junction point where you can actually tap into the power source. So reaching in, and because I'm such a wonderful, fantastic GM, I'm gonna throw a GM intrusion at you.
I accept it with gladness.
All right.
Oh, dear.
So go ahead and gain the XP and give it to whoever you want.
I'm just gonna put lightning to the bus.
My friends.
Oh, thanks, time friend.
Space time.
So you manage to plug it into Amelia, reaching through this portal, leaning out of Aurora. You just, as that's happening, Moonlight is moving slow in your vision because you are still in that other time frame. She's starting to look up at you with the slow eye blink. And at about that point, you and Oya feel the and as that sensation happens, it doesn't feel like a jolt. It feels like a steady begin to a drop. And it's at that moment that you both realize the engines have begun to fail and the bus is about to start dropping. And in your frame of time, you are an action, I would say, ahead of everyone else. You could warn if you want to. I'll allow you to warn to give everyone an asset on their next action, since you have entered into this second time stream. But in this next round, this next moment in the scene, the bus is going to have engine failure far earlier than you anticipated.
Yeah.
What's our current altitude?
I would put y'all at about 225 feet right now.
Okay. We're near downtown LA. There are tall buildings nearby, right?
Yes, they're all looming over your head.
There are no shorter buildings.
There are shorter buildings. They are probably about 100 feet below.
Perfect.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay.
I portal spam to the roof of that building. Let them all evac onto the roof. I can't get them onto the ground, but I could get them through the portals on a ship to the top of a roof. Maybe.
Are you talking about the passengers in the bus?
Yeah.
Okay.
You say this out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to use that extra action to open a portal because that takes an action. But they don't close themselves, so I can open them so people don't stampede and crowd them. There are multiple doors for them to get to the roof.
Okay.
Crowd control.
So
That's me.
So this is going to be happening in double time for you, and you're going to have to communicate to Luma to get everyone through those doors as the bus is about to plummet.
I'm also gonna go on our at least sub vocals and just say, everyone brace yourselves. Bus is coming down.
Then Cass, I'm going to give you an asset because you've been alerted. You hear that very quickly in your ear, and sure enough, right as Oya's sentence finishes, you begin to feel the weight become oppressive, and the engine goes.
Fuck.
And the bus starts pushing you down, forcing you down. You all feel this stomach sickening drop begin to take place, and portals begin to open, and the screams begin on the bus.
That's to the roof. Help them evac.
Yeah, I go into full now.
So
Please follow me and exit appropriately calmly.
By this time, can we see it from the field?
I would say you can see the sputtering of jet engines in a high altitude. They're about a quarter of a mile away from the stadium, but you can tell that they are not going to make it to the stadium. It looks like they are. Well, the bus might make it to the stadium, but it's starting to drop a little bit. Before we take any further actions, though, because this is going to help determine how you're going to get people out of there, and if they're going to be bouncing off the ceiling because of the drop, I need Cass to make a roll to see how much of the weight you're able to keep above your head. As Lacey pushes themselves to the limit to portal people out of here.
It's okay. Overhead press is notoriously the easiest lift.
I literally don't know if that's true.
It's not true. It is decidedly untrue. Okay.
Couldn't believe like Shion's here that's true. I definitely heard that.
All right. So it is a 200-person transport that is falling out of the sky. It's completely lost thrust. The entire weight of this thing has fallen on your shoulders now. This is going to be a difficulty 12 check.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Asset.
And you automatically gain one asset because you were braced.
It's 11.
So it's
goes
11.
To 11. 11 goes to 8 because this is a strength task if I've ever seen one. Is this still movement or?
I'm going to rule that it is because you're also still trying to angle this towards the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This also might.
You're not necessarily trying to stop the descent. You're trying to control and stabilize the descent so it's a safe landing as opposed to a I hold it up.
All right. So that's down to 7. And I have quick. Okay, I'm gonna spend 4 levels of effort, which get it down to
Nice.
3.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And I'm curious, just Eric, real quick.
Yeah.
9 minus 5 is 4, so that costs 4 points. So 13 goes back down to 9 again. Would you, as a GM, allow me right now to spend some of my XP on the extra effort advancement? I have the points for it, and it would let me put in 1 more effort, and I'll spend the points for it.
I would so Cypher allows you to spend XP for things like, depending on how much you spend XP in a moment, you can do things like, oh hey, I spent 3 XP. I happen to have an apartment building in downtown LA that I live in. Or things like that. It allows you to make some things true. In the spirit of that, you are also able to occasionally do things like, I spend an XP. I just happen to know the way through this mountain, so even though I don't have climbing, I'm gonna gain an asset through this, even though I don't have the skill. In this particular instance, if you're willing to spend the XP for that, I'll give it to you.
Sure, yeah. That,
And because you're doing some heroic shit and I wanna see it.
Same.
I wanna see if Cass can pull this off.
so, tell me how that affects what I'm doing right now.
So it's going to give you, you said, what does it give you again? An additional level of effort?
My pitch was to do the piece of leveling up where you buy the next thing.
Which is increasing your effort by 1, correct?
Yeah, lets me have 5 effort instead of...
Then you can burn for 1 more level of effort.
It's also so beautiful to advance in this very moment when you are applying maximum effort.
It's definitely true. It's like that breakthrough moment where you push yourself beyond where you thought you could go.
Do you want to make it cost like more than the regular 4 to reflect that I'm doing that in the...
No, you've earned that XP through hard RP. I'm going to give it to you.
Good hard RP.
So I'm spending 2 more points to bring it down. Let's see, my pool is at 7 now. And it's a difficulty 2. And...
Can I make a suggestion? Stunt the hell out of it.
With the eerie silence that suddenly surrounds me from the engines that I was fueling myself on moments ago, all I can think is, it's dark, it shouldn't be dark. It's silent, it should be loud. This is not how it's supposed to be, and this is not how it's gonna be, and I am not letting this happen, and the people I love are up there, and we are going that way, and I can do this!
Yeah, I'll give you 2 points.
Whoa! 18!
Yeah!
18.
Love you!
Holy cow! Holy cow!
That's our path!
In the city skyline of downtown Los Angeles, there is a woman currently holding up a transport with her bare hands. In a scene that was commonly only seen in films not 80 years before, Cass, you managed to summon all of your strength, veins popping out of your neck, your fingers digging into the metal itself as you refuse to let gravity take this away from you. And as the ship begins to dip suddenly, you begin to feel that sudden terrifying loss of control and dig deep into a reserve you didn't know you had yet. And the ship goes, and you all, just as you're about to leave the ground and hit the ceiling from the drop, catch as Cass holds up the transport, and on the other side of the line, you see the text of Moonlight pop up. The first time you've ever seen Moonlight say, "Holy shit." As Lacey, just from looking from Amelia's camera angles, you see Cass, in true fashion, like Action Comics #1, holding up this transport and slowly gliding it to the ground. It has no power whatsoever. You don't know how long she's going to be able to hold that, but she is currently guiding it and lifting this thing in the air and carrying it towards the stadium. This is going to give you exactly what you need to get people out.
You're fucking incredible. So since I could see all of that through Lacey too, I got a little stopped for a second and just watching as people are evacuating beside me, and then the quick, we're gonna do this, and shake it off and keep helping people through, and single file quickly.
People are starting to jump through and reappear on the top of the windy roof of a building that's 100 feet below them.
Love it. Once we get to the other side, help everyone else.
People start pulling people through the portal.
We need a jump. Oh my God, get glasses.
I'm expecting to see this now. Like a bus. Yeah.
So what you see is coming into view is what you're seeing is Amelia and her jet engines following down what looks like a huge black shape of a darkened transport. You don't know why it's not falling out of the sky because you cannot see Cass underneath it. It's angled down and it is slowly drifting towards you guys. You're not entirely sure what it is you're seeing when you're witnessing this.
I have a feeling I could help. I'm just gonna look over and be like, this conversation is not over. I will be right back. And bolt of lightning to the bus because it's
To the bus?
To the bus.
How far does your bolt of lightning take you?
It says a long distance,
You're gonna have to wait.
but I have an ability that makes
You'll have to do.
incredible distances long distance short.
Is that for ranged attacks?
It's an ability. Let me find it. It's my immediate becomes short becomes long becomes 200 feet.
For what? What is the ability?
It's a range increase for anything I do for speed. It's just a range increase. It's not like for
for
attack
speed
or anything.
specifically.
Range increase for speed. Yeah.
So in other words, this is for when you're running or when you're moving.
Exactly.
Correct.
So I can
So
I
then-
incorporate that to my bolt of lightning?
You
my
wouldn't be
Bolt
able to
Rider
incorporate that to your
ability?
bolt of lightning because that's literally like a teleportation.
Oh.
This isn't you running from point A to point B.
Oh, but okay. Oh,
So
well, I
I-
took it for range increase for my abilities.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't enhance the ability itself. That enhances your ability to move across the battlefield. Your lightning jump is a specific ability that allows you to teleport, essentially.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. But if you're willing to spend the points, you can do what Lacey did and leapfrog.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
gonna do.
just
I'll do
bolt,
it twice.
bolt.
I'll do it twice. Yep. I'll do
So
it
it'll
twice.
take 3 bolts to get to where they're at.
That's fine. That's fine.
Don't die.
Yeah.
So you have edge that'll eat that up, yeah?
Yeah.
So how much edge? Because it normally costs you 4, doesn't it? To
4.
teleport?
I have 3 edge.
Oh, okay. So for 3 points, you basically teleport 300 feet.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, so
Good life.
down in the stadium, Shion goes, yeah, no, how are you going to get, and you go, you turn into living lightning and leap. It happens in the time span of a few seconds, and everyone who is looking down or sees those brilliant flashes of light can see what looks like blinking lightning bolts arcing towards the transport, and you appear on top of the bus.
Oh God. Sorry, Cass.
The
Oh, I don't
area
really get it.
around
Never
you,
mind.
the area around you, the metal around your
Yeah.
feet is blackened and smoking, and you have teleported to the top. We have to stop there though, because our break was 5 minutes ago. Because we are getting so into the action here. So let's try to make this a quick break. We'll try to
Okay.
come back super fast and try to finish this rescue effort.
Okay.
Okay. So Hops, you teleport to the top of the transport.
I missed it
Don't
for
go
free.
anywhere. We'll be right back.
For being here.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Eclipse 6. We're going to go ahead and jump right back into what's happening. It's been amazing. For the entire break, Amy has not moved from that chair.
That's a lie. My
She
arms
has
would've
been
fallen off.
pantomime. She's just holding her arms up this whole
I'm
time.
not
It's
drunk.
an
Teach me your
incredible
way.
feat of strength. And it's just amazing. Your dedication to role playing is both incredible and slightly out of your mind. So let's
Also,
go ahead.
Your arms are real buff now.
Yeah. Now you're.
I mean,
I'm feeling those
Even more.
guns.
So let's go ahead and jump back in. So Hops, you have teleported onto the top. You lightning bolt arced up onto the top of this transport. And again, this blackened circle where you appear from where the bolt strikes. And you.
I'm not paying taxes on the.
You stand up. So this is a little different, Hops, because the last time you teleported on top of one of these air transports, it was stable.
Yep.
And there was light. You could see where you were.
Yep.
Right now, you even with your night vision goggles on, it's a little bit difficult to get your bearings. You can see okay, but there's no engine noise coming out of this thing. The only thing you're hearing is the sounds of Amelia about 100 feet away, keeping close to the transport.
Did I hear a doom on the top of the ship that I have to account for and
Yes.
calming everyone?
I would say between the screams and the shouting, you probably heard something. Yes. I would say that's it.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Moonlight, anybody have eyes on what just landed on top of us?
Moonlight says, 1 sec. Hops at that point, the lights on Amelia go
Ow!
and start shining towards the
Damn
transport.
it! Because I like my goggles.
When that happens, when the exterior lights begin to shine directly on top of the transport, I mean, there was already exterior lights, but specifically like searchlights that are on top of Amelia's, essentially her shoulders, the wing attachments. There's a brief hesitation when you see popping up on your screen, it's Hops. It was Hops just now. The lightning bolt, that must have been Hops.
Jeez,
I'm gonna
getting
start
good at that.
crawling to the side of the bus, like peering down. Can I like look over through a window?
So as you move over to the edge of the bus, there's a dizzying drop beneath you.
Okay.
Long way down. And again, no indication of what it is that's moving you.
I mean, I'm.
You can hear the roaring sounds. Now, look, I'm not saying you can't make the conclusion it's cast.
Sure.
But keep in mind, what is happening right now to this transport is unlike anything you've ever seen cast do.
Sure.
So
I'm thinking maybe Lacey's working some of their magic or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know machines.
but I'm giving you that information specifically because when you look over the side, you cannot see what's happening below.
No, I'm
You-
trying to get through a window.
You can look into the window. I'm gonna say make a dex check, which is gonna be pretty easy for you. So
Yeah.
it's a speed move.
Level.
I'm gonna say it's difficult, so level 4.
Oh. Okay. That's down to 2, and then I'm gonna use a free level of effort,
Okay.
so down to 1, which was a very good move because it was a 5, but I did it.
Okay. You managed to keep your ground underneath you, as it were, as you lean over the side of this thing and you kind of glance down into these windows. Are not the kind that open and close. These are the kinds that are just built into the side of the bus.
Oh, crap.
So yeah, there's on an air transport they don't really make things that you can open and jump out or throw things
Right.
out of. So
I need to get
instead,
to a door.
yeah, you kind of look down and you see through this. You can see shapes moving inside, but you can't really see what's going on.
I'm gonna knock
Do, do, do.
and just like mouth like, how do I get inside? I'm sure you can't hear me through the window. Like,
Is she in level of where I am positioned? Because
She would be behind you.
I'm near back away from that engine room.
Yeah, no,
Different-
she is at the. You tell it you are at the front of the bus.
yeah, right.
Oh,
So you're about a row or two down behind the driver, or the flight.
Let me in.
And about that point, you do hear the driver going, "Holy shit! I think somebody's on top of the transport."
I just shout. Fuck. It's more help. Is there a way to get in?
Manual door.
We
Keep
can't.
going, keep going, and I'm gonna start going up the aisle to where the hell they're shouting from.
As people are still filtering out, the pilot runs up to you, a balding man and probably in his late 60s, and he goes, "There's an emergency door that opens for air rescue."
Where?
Well, it has to be powered. It's right over there. And he points, and you see there is a side door that is closed and unpowered at the moment. Our auxiliary power units
Jumper
usually
cable.
well,
Hello.
anyway.
You can't hear me, Miss Tablet.
No, I'm just saying hi. Hello.
Yeah, no one's really seeing
it's
you at the moment.
feet.
I'm just saying hello.
Yeah, Loom. Lacey, we need a portal.
Hi.
What are you doing?
Lacey, we need a portal.
I use the visual from Luma.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
You've got a portal open because you just made the connection in order to jump the transport using the power being generated by Amelia. Is it possible for you to open a second portal?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just expensive, but they don't. One doesn't close by opening the other. It's not the same rules as like a GLaDOS portal.
Okay, so you're basically pulling a Doctor Strange at the end of Endgame. So you're just popping open portals.
Not doing that, but it's very important to specify science.
Yes.
Probably.
Your mind is working the equation on how to fold space-time and the universe is responding. Or I should say space. Correspondence, as it were.
I'm going to find out the mechanism at some point because magic is just insufficiently explained science.
So,
Okay.
portals begin to open, and you are... So, Lacey, how much is this costing you to open each of these portals?
One.
One for every portal?
No.
Okay. So,
Because it's 6 and my edge is 5.
okay.
Oh wow.
So, Hops, as you're peeking in, the window in front of you starts to spark, and it splits, and there's a portal inside to the bus.
Cool. I'm gonna grab the edge and swing in.
You land on the deck plate, and in front of you, you see a portal in the middle of the aisle, and through the other side of the portal is Amelia, where you see the flight deck. And through that
Holy
flight deck,
bus!
you see a second portal
Get it?
where you see, it looks like on the side, through this one portal, you see Lacey sticking their arms through and connecting into Amelia.
Okay.
And from that portal, which you have an angle into, you can see an engine room where you see Oya standing next to Lacey. And they are moving at an incredible speed.
Okay. What do I do? Can I help?
That's a good one. Go help.
Get to see.
Jump.
Okay,
Jump. Help evacuate people. Evacuate very safely this way, Hops.
Okay.
You know what a jump is?
Huh?
You know what a jump is? Aha!
Yes. You're talking really fast. What?
I'll explain it soon. Here, hands, here. Buzz.
Okay.
Buzz.
We
Buzz.
wait.
I'm doing the thing.
It's taking forever. I don't know why. Come on, do it already.
All the systems go in the whole bus. The bus and Amelia, everything begins to power up. And every system blinks online. And the repulsors next to you, Castle, and activate.
Get clear of him.
Yeah, please.
You
Get burnt.
You're okay where you're at because the repulsors are again sort of off to the sides on all four corners of this transport, but immediately the weight leaves your fingers as this bus begins to stabilize itself. And as your hands let go, you can feel the exhaustion in your body as you hover just slightly lower than this bus as it continues to safely drift down towards the field.
Holy shit.
The electricity flies through your hands.
What do I do? Do I
Powers
let
both
go?
of these transports.
What do I do?
Is it gonna go? Like,
I don't know. Do I? Lacey?
Now I get to diagnose this system properly.
Okay, I'll just stay here then.
I'm gonna give her. Can I? Sorry to interrupt. Can I also extend time bubble to her?
Yes,
we
but
need her
I'm
to-
going to do a GM intrusion on your action.
I feel like what Hops really needs is to be faster. That's definitely the thing that Hops needs.
Yes.
Hops isn't fast enough.
All right, gain an XP and give an XP to somebody else.
I'm scared.
I'm gonna cast.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, she just
What do you do?
She just
What
held
do you
up a
do?
bus.
And that's
Ay,
Um,
Dios mío. Lo que hiciste.
It was pretty
Qué
bad.
perfecto. Like, holy crap. Anyway.
seeing Hops, the electricity flowing through. There's multiple portals opened up on. There's 2 at least on Amelia. There's probably about 4 opened up on the bus. There are people that are filtering through them. You are warping space-time, and as all of this is happening, you hear off in the distance a very familiar howling noise, a piping, this wailing piping sound.
No.
That seems to emanate from all around you. Lacey, you are also going to be able to hear it. The rest of you who are near the portals will hear it as well.
Oh.
You all hear this very familiar sound of a dimensional predator that typically can sense when the barriers between realities are weakened.
Can I
And
get
you-
a sense of if it's because of the time bubbles or because of the portals?
If you want to burn for insight.
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 3 intellect points. It's a the sheer power of the Callisto energy that y'all are pulling right now. It's a combination of the portals and the time manipulation. Yes,
Ooh, okay.
it's causing it's causing a thinning between the realities.
But not
as
for the screen.
as y'all are essentially bending space time to your will.
Yeah.
It's think of it as sort of like y'all have the universe is answering your commands, and as a result the barriers between realities have weakened somewhat.
Okay.
And you're not 100% sure Dimension Worm can get through to you, but it appears to be aware of your presence and is coming closer.
Coming.
I immediately, at the minute I hear it, I don't care if it hears me. I'm just gonna go, Anton! Because if he can hear it, if we can hear that, maybe he can hear us.
What's our status? What's an update from all departments?
How's the evacuation?
Yeah. How far along is evacuation?
Do we
Evacuation's
hear
about done.
anything? Because I mean, okay. Question about how the wormholes.
And I bet this. Let me just. I'll just tell you real quick, Hops. You don't have to keep charging this thing. It's full power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna slowly let go.
Okay. So you let go. The electricity stops flowing. What are you doing?
So I'm near the portal that you came in through from to the outside. Do I hear Hop scream into her portal through mine, like as in they're all connected, even though, you know what I mean? Like, is her voice funneling through the middle space like the space worms?
You're asking if,
You know what I mean?
the sound of Luma shouting can be heard through, or
No.
rather the Hop shouting could be
Hop
heard
sh-
through.
Yeah, like, can I hear her, not from in the bus, can I hear her in the, like, because we're hearing the worm noise coming through the portal.
From all portals.
Do I hear her voice reverberate through?
So you don't hear. So the howling noise from the worm
Yeah.
it's happening just like it did last time. You're hearing it from all around you.
But I'm assuming it's coming from the worm.
It is coming from the worm. You can assume it's coming from the portals, but there's no evidence that it is.
Okay.
It's literally. What I'm trying to say is that just like in the. So keep this in mind.
Yeah.
The worm made its own portal last time.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a portal to get through. It just needs the barriers of reality to be weakened so it can tunnel through it.
Yeah,
and right
but it's
now,
a worm hole.
Nah, I see. Nah.
Last week too. Reduce your recycle.
But so there's no noise of. So it's impossible to tell if if the sound is coming from the portal. But for your experience, Luma, is that you're hearing it because it's everywhere right now until it decides it's got an entry point through.
Okay, cool.
But you can definitely hear Hop shouting. Yes.
through my portal.
Yes,
Not
because
through the bus.
because the sound it's coming through the. Well, what do you mean? Because it's she's shouting in the bus. And
I mean, like, if someone's standing in the same room with you in a walkie-talkie, I can hear them talking through the walkie-talkie, but I can also hear them in the room.
you can hear them. You can hear her shouting through the portal and on the bus.
Yeah, but there are 2 portals in front of me. There's the portal to the engine room, and there's the portal to the outside of the bus. I'm standing at both of them. Can I hear her through both portals? Like, is she shouting through the voids? Does that make sense?
Oh, I see. You're trying to find out if you can.
If her shouting at
the
Anton
portals
is
are all kind of
making
connected
is it
in a way.
connected? Like, so I can start understanding how
With-
this
with-
magic works. Science.
Yeah, with 4 portals open and entering into multiple different spaces, and with the engine noise kicking in, with the engine room activate, which is open right now, I'm gonna say it's next to impossible to tell if you can hear her voice.
Okay.
It's coming through
but
there.
is that a thing that's possible?
We'll have to test.
That would be a test, yeah.
Okay.
Where's
Or
Sal?
Or if you want to, yeah, I would be a test.
Okay.
This is the test.
I'm immediately
Emergency
gonna.
broadcast.
I'm immediately gonna go.
I would actually rule that would be an insight check based on what you know from what you've seen. Because Luma, you have started to develop the ability to adapt rapidly to all situations and accumulate knowledge that you can put into effect where most people wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah,
say
I'll spend for that.
I would say as an intellect check then.
Yeah.
You basically so spend it in 3 intellect points.
Done.
And you gain special knowledge of one thing. You're basically trying to determine whether or not it's possible for the voice of Hops to carry into that space between worlds.
Yes.
Is it possible? Yes. It is possible that Anton, if he's on the other side, could have heard Hops just now. Because again, the walls between realities have weakened. And if there's a worm coming, they're getting weaker by the moment.
Yeah.
That's when. So when all of that happening with me letting go, I'm immediately gonna go to Oya and I'd be like, "You heard it, right?
Yeah.
What if he's on the other side? Can we get him back? Can we
So-
get him back now?"
At that point, you feel a wave of dizziness wash over you. Go ahead and spend your point as Oya has used her action to bring you into her time frame. So now you're
right.
moving. Now you're moving at the
Yeah.
speed of Oya and Lacey.
Okay.
You just kind of nauseated for a second. Immediately
Whoa.
goes away. You're just like, whoa. But you see that everyone else is moving a little bit slower, rushing through this portal to what looks like the surface of a building.
Okay.
Time bubble.
Yeah. Okay. Can we go back and get him? Like, you heard the thing, right? That was the worm, right? What if he's on the other side? What if he's with it? What if we can go through and we can grab him and something? I don't know. What if he's?
Can I take? Yeah. Okay. Let me just see. I'm just gonna check. No
Okay.
guarantees. I just want to sense and see if I can reach out to sense Anton.
This might be a very bad idea.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I'm beyond
No.
comprehension.
Okay.
I get it.
How are you trying to reach out?
C6 energy.
The C6 energy? Okay.
I mean, since we're already. Yeah.
See if he's still alive. See if he's
I
okay.
did
See if
once when the walls were thin. That was how you and I made that connection. We
I'm
sensed
going
each other's
to-
sensors.
Yes,
That was how
okay.
you and I did the thing.
That's right.
Because it was thin.
All right. It's possible. Maybe.
It is possible.
You, in the chaos that's happening around you, with all the power that's flowing through everybody right now, as time and space are being manipulated, the walls between worlds are falling apart, as this transport is slowly leveling itself down out of the skies of Los Angeles. Outside, moonlight is staring wide-eyed as 2 news helicopters have begun to approach everything that's happening with spotlights shining on everybody.
again.
Yeah, Cass with one hand just kind of hovering to make sure that the transport doesn't fall again and noticing the helicopters enclosing. As all of this is happening, all of this stimuli going just all at once, you focus on the calm, the center, the eye of the hurricane between time and space.
Kitchen door.
That kitchen door. And you reach out to see if you can sense the presence of your old teammate and brother. Spend 3 intellect points for an insight check, and I'll give you special knowledge.
Does my edge eat that up?
No,
Okay.
I don't discount the insight checks.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So then I need to.
So it's a straight up spend.
And I'm holding onto Oya's hand right now.
You focus on Anton's voice, on his mannerisms, the way he would put his hands together, the way he would lead with when he would laugh before he broke out into a giggle and the smile on his face, the way he would always push up the corner of his glasses and talk to Hops, look down, talk to Hops, and all of those little quirks that you remember about Anton. And for a brief second, oh yeah, yes, Anton is there somewhere on the other side,
What is it?
and he's alive.
Did you feel him? You did? Can you reach him?
I try to reach out to him, call out to him. Anton!
You hear your voice echo off into your ears, like you're calling out into a chasm. And all of you, in reply, hear, Oya. there's this low rumble, and all the portals, Lacey, that you have opened quake for a second. The noise of the dimensional worm changes pitch and becomes more distant, almost as if, imagine a cheetah about to tackle a kill when lions show up. The worm immediately turns into a high-pitched screech and vanishes off in the distance as you hear, all of you can hear it. Anybody in the skies over Los Angeles within a mile can hear this voice
Holy shit.
thundering through the skies. The last person leaves the portal, a woman with her baby, as she looks back at you and steps onto the roof of a building. Just as helicopters begin to encircle the
Pilots
event,
and everything.
everybody's out.
We're all clear.
Okay, I snap
Run into
out.
Amelia.
I turn off the time bubble.
You all feel a quick nauseation again as time speeds up. There's a little disorientation, and then you're snapping back out of it again. And you hear the roar of a repulsor engine that has kicked in. The transport is currently on autopilot in emergency mode and is lowering itself to the nearest distance. And you can see, just like automated cars, Lacey, this thing has detected a flat, safe space in the field and is angling itself down as the computer is activated.
Where's Cass?
Cass, from what you know,
I haven't left the bus yet until I can see like a visual on her because she's under and can't hear us very well.
Good eyes.
yeah, Cass, at first it felt like a thunder roll coming through the clouds. Maybe it was Hops using lightning, but then you heard distinctly the voice as it rolled through the sky.
What's going on? Are we?
I jump out the
Fletcher
side
here?
portal, the one outside into space.
I catch you.
Oh, don't worry, you don't
Okay,
got to.
good.
So
I
you're
didn't just jump out for no reason.
so where are you jumping to? Into
I'm jumping
Amelia?
out the portal that Hops came into the outside from.
Oh, so you're gonna flip up on top of the bus? Otherwise, you're just plummeting off the side.
No.
Yes, I am.
I mean-
I'm plummeting off the side. Don't worry.
Okay, you plummet off the side.
I plummet off the side and I transform.
Okay.
If anyone's seeing this, there is a giant golden eagle wingspan that
So-
just sort of erupts in front of Amelia's spotlight, dives down under the bus and perches on your shoulder.
So a 12-foot wingspan as a golden eagle throws its wings open, and
And then
This-
the just bird beak to, because I still can talk.
thank God you're wearing a leather jacket, because even though she's being nice, it's a golden eagle. So when those claws clamp down on your shoulder to stabilize itself,
Let's fly.
Oh my god!
And then I just whew, and beckon to follow.
a bird that's abnormal, even for a golden eagle, its size is incredible. Hard to miss as she dives down in
Can
the
I put my
night.
arms around your neck?
Yeah.
You're the freaking Eagles of Mordor up here.
Yeah, because I'm my size.
Yeah. So with the wingspan to match, yeah, about twice the
just
size.
grab you.
So
Did we do it?
Everyone's safe. You heard it right?
Am I dreaming this?
Maybe.
Fletcher wouldn't be in my dream.
No, good point.
Yeah.
the last people in the transport right now are Oya and Hops.
Is the transport near the stadium?
Yes, you can see the stadium. Right now, lights are starting to flicker back on, but you're watching emergency lights on the field flicker on and off, and shapes moving around in the grass. People are starting to clear, but for the most part, it's total darkness. As the only light that's really being emanated right now is from the transport itself, which its exterior lights have activated. So you're actually catching a glimpse of empty stadium seats with drinks and everything. I mean, it looks like people just threw all their shit in every direction. And there are still people evacuating. So as you're starting to level off, you're approaching as you're approaching the bottom of the field, you're leaving the range of the portals. So they start to flicker a little bit as you're sliding away. Amelia is trying to keep up. So the portals do not disappear until Lacey says so.
Okay.
Is everybody off?
Our option. Oh,
Yeah, you
off
said
of
the
Airbus.
pilots are off, right?
Everyone's off.
Yeah, it's just us. We're Yeah.
Wanna join us on Amelia Bedelia Earhart because Cass said so?
Yes, sorry, yeah. I go through a portal.
Okay.
I
Hops.
close them.
Okay. Hops is still on it. Hops is still on the bus.
Hopsy!
Hops, you are
Oh, wait,
by
I go
yourself
back.
in the darkness right
I
now.
go back immediately. I'm sorry. Honey, I'm so sorry. That kind of messed me up. Are you okay? I just give her the biggest hug and just hold her.
You felt him? You
Yeah.
felt him?
Yeah.
He's okay?
Yeah. He's alive.
okay.
He's definitely there.
Okay. We have
We're
to
gonna
get
get
him
him
back.
back.
We have to get him back.
We're going to. We're gonna get him back. Our stretchy boy is so strong. He's gonna make it, and we're gonna get him.
Did you hear him?
I think the whole city heard him. We'll.
I need to talk to Shion.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Come on.
You stepping off the bus just as the lights are starting to flicker back on in the interior, all the emergency lights lighting up the rows and rows. 200 people you evacuated from this bus, kept it falling out of the sky, and it slowly, gently, emergency jets begin to fire as it touches down gently on the grass of the Los Angeles Memorial Stadium. But you're not there for that. The two of you have stepped through a portal and are now safely back on Amelia. Just as that is happening, Moonlight turns to everyone who's close to the flight deck and signs. You see the translation popping up in everybody's field of vision. News helicopters are watching us. We should probably get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to get
I
Shion.
fly on board.
Where's she?
Okay. You
on the
fly
field.
right up into the opening and fold your wings in and expertly just pass in, throwing your wings open. Now, you were with Cass?
Yeah.
Okay. So the two of you enter the transport in the back, and the door finally closes its 7-foot gap. Just
One more. We gotta. I'll be right back. We're pretty close to the stadium now, right?
yeah,
How long does it take to go grab Shion?
only a few moments, really.
Need company?
Yeah.
Okay, I gonna give you a wing, literally. So, just because I imagine you're getting tired, I'm here to assist if she needs to stabilize for a second.
Okay.
Please move down.
So what exactly are you doing? Are you just
I'm joining.
okay?
We're just flying down to get Shion.
We're
So you're
flying
gonna clutch
down.
onto
Yeah,
her
we're
back,
flying
I
to-
guess, and just keep your wings open.
I imagine you're doing the grabbing, so I don't scratch the shit out of her. Or scratch the shit out of them.
Okay. Yeah, because with your, you can definitely
Leather jacket,
You can follow
not so
down.
much.
You can definitely follow
Yeah.
down. So clinging on to Cass, Cass, it's comforting to know that that's Luma, that's got an iron grip on your arms as y'all fly out. But there's really not a lot of effort. But the comfort of having Luma close to you and hearing the pounding of her wings against the wind carries you all the way down into the stadium, where the two of you you stall out and basically touch down near Cass. You touch down onto the ground. And a few moments later, from the lights that are shining from the transport, you see Shion approaching. And a lot of police officers out on the field. A few of them are evacuating players out of the dome. It's a little surreal seeing some of the celebrities of Magball.
Do
who are
we see Tina Terror with us?
Oh, yes. Yeah. And everybody is coming. Everyone is basically exiting the dome right now. Some of them look quite shaken because they were in the middle of the game when that EMP went off. And Shion runs up to you guys and just,
Luma's an eagle.
that is a really big bird.
That's Luma.
I do a wing salute.
It looks like cartoon. They cock their head to the side and go, okay,
Let's get out of here.
okay, cool. That's definitely not something I've ever seen before.
Honestly, me neither. How does it look on me?
I mean, you look like a pretty big, majestic bird.
Yeah.
You want to get out of here?
Yeah. How do we get out of here? You extend a wing, and they put out their hands and grab. So Luma, with one wing, you're not going to be able to fly out of here, but you can
Metaphorically, I guess
the one wing.
It's go for the wing and then there's a talon.
So, Cass, you can carry them out, and Luma, you can stabilize Cass as they fly.
Yeah.
Basically functioning as a bloody great big pair of fins in the air, the way a plane might use wings. So the three of you fly all the way back up to Amelia. The stiffening of Shion's body, by the way.
Yeah,
But the smile on their face as y'all take to the air. They don't say anything. They're terrified and enjoying every second of it. And y'all once again fly into the back of the transport and touch down. By the way, also visible on the other side of the van, for those who have seen it, is Snaps, who's supposedly sleeping, but his head's back.
I'd love
just
to
gonna
plunk
sit
down
down.
exhausted next to him.
Yeah.
That's a lot of portals. That's a lot of science.
What?
And I didn't even lift an entire bus. I want to put the footage that I took of Cass lifting an entire bus back up on to the ship screen, and I'm just gonna watch that on loop while I rest.
What's with the
You know what?
Fletcher?
Let's go through the whole archive that Lacey
You
collects.
okay? Are you okay? What?
It's probably going to be some new footage tomorrow. So
Was that?
as y'all are reconnecting, you all see, you all have a moment now in the back as you see Moonlight communicate to all of you. They're losing us. Camouflage seems to be throwing them off.
Okay, but Fletcher.
Fletcher is there, lurking, waiting for us to. I don't know what. But Anton is alive.
What?
Yeah, I could totally feel him. His presence through the energy.
Of course he is.
I knew it.
Of course,
I knew it. When I heard you shout, Hops, I knew it. He can hear you. He heard you, Hops.
He probably did. Which means we need to get our base back. We need to do some science and figure out like how to work these dimensional interfaces. I feel like Lacey, you and I, we can, when we're ready to, when we figure out a real plan to go after Vunkos, we can weaken the barrier between worlds, and that's our entry point. We have a lot we can do. We shouldn't give up on him.
I'm just gonna look at Shion for a second and be like, "Did you hear it?"
Shion says, did I hear what?
Did you hear it?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean Fletcher? They were in the stadium.
It was so loud. I thought everyone would have heard it.
Wow.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
I heard it. I thought it was C6.
Patel says, oh, I heard it. We all heard it.
I'm gonna just send a message to Casey.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a press
Right now?
thing we have to jump
What are
on
you sending?
now.
What are you sending?
Yeah.
We have to talk. Let's make this count.
There's a beat. And the reply
Also,
message is,
hi, we're alive.
the reply message is, holy fucking shit. I need your help now.
Whoa.
I can't believe you're messaging me. I've been trying to find out how to get a hold of you guys.
It's literally been a day.
Can't talk. Being monitored. We'll reach out to you again soon.
Understood.
I'm gonna grab Shion's hand, and I'm just gonna say really fast, this is not about coping or suppressing. This is now about surviving, and please think about it.
I thought about it. Like I promised I would. No. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I can help you in any other way, but I'm not going to use my power to flip the switch for you. I just don't think it's right. I can help in other ways, Hops. I'm happy to help in other ways, but I'm new to what this is that I have. and I don't trust what it'll do to you.
I can't save him if I can't face it.
This is a conversation happening in front of all of you, by the way.
Yeah.
And Xion looks at all of you and says, I don't fully know what it is, but I can tell it's terrifying.
You didn't see it. It's not a person. It's a nightmare. Ask Moonlight. She understands.
Moonlight doesn't appear to know the conversation is happening. You see them flipping some switches and checking radio and then continuing to pilot.
Okay. I want to walk closer to you unless you give me a don't come near me. And I'm going to keep coming closer to you. And I'm just going to extend my hand to you. I'm going to say, none of us here saw what you saw, Hops. I can't tell you that you're going to be able to do this, but what I can tell you is that Anton also saw him, and he's still alive. You can do this. Anton's surviving. Anton's in there, and he's gonna need you. You can face him. Anton's living proof that we can face him, even if we're alone.
It's just not as simple as it sounds, okay? Like,
Then we practice.
I never met a fight that I couldn't beat, and I couldn't even breathe.
Not yet. You need practice.
Okay.
Yeah. Practice. That's
Okay.
a really good idea.
We all need it. We're all gonna have to look at this thing.
All that time you spent training me? It's just another way to get knocked down.
Okay. We need to get him.
Yeah.
We need to get him out.
Yeah.
You're our
Make-
best asset. You've seen him. You have to help us prepare for that. You can use it for good.
It's just a walking nightmare. So,
Okay.
A walking nightmare who's scared of us.
Well, yeah, you lifted a bus, and you vamped through the sky like lightning, and you turned into a giant eagle, and you made us sound like chipmunks, but also really efficient chipmunks. Lazy.
Y'all saved 200 people tonight. Patel pipes up. There are 200 people who are going to be able to go home and continue their lives. You saved 200 people tonight.
Thanks, wormholes.
Yeah.
I like this power.
Pretty amazing. Okay.
Can I go sit up by Moonlight?
You move up. Moonlight, as you move past, Honey Baby is standing close to the flight deck and moves aside as you wheel past. And Honey Baby, along with Sal, who's kind of doing this right now, but both of them have just been watching the woman who has started to move a little bit as in the seats.
I have.
She spent pretty much the entire day unconscious.
Oh, she got a pretty traumatic brain injury. That's not
She got
uncommon.
smacked up.
I have actually the machine equivalent of mental link, mechanical telepathy. Can I touch Honey Baby? And get surface thoughts. Is what the ability says. I want to check on
Honey
Sweet
Baby?
Baby. I'm worried about them, and we haven't talked to them a little bit. And the last time we talked, it was, and then we were
So
maybe the
specifically-
same person. And it's
So
just,
specifically, you're talking to Sweet Baby? You're not using the combined AI and sentient AI of Honey Baby?
Hey, one, the other,
I mean,
and the other. The ones that are relevant. I'm just gonna listen
A-
for where there's noise. Just
Sure.
touch,
Just-
listen to what my machine friends have to tell me.
yeah, just to reiterate.
Yeah.
The war droid that complements Sweet Baby's programming is essentially a problem-solving computer program that follows along. The war droid itself is just like, oh, you want me to go this way? Yeah. You're the higher power. I will go.
That was why I was saying Sweet Baby, because
Yeah.
I'm interested in thoughts,
Right.
which
Honey
are
Baby-
at their most sophisticated and sapient level.
Mostly, I'm just telling the audience, Honey Baby, just to remind everybody, is a differentiation because that's when you plug Sweet Baby into a war droid. So, Sweet Baby, the intelligence itself, they are, again, it's fascinating, Lacey, because you are getting surface thoughts, whereas before, obviously, you're not going to get surface thoughts from a machine that's constantly following a programming, but you are hearing conversations that are taking place, thoughts that are permutations that are happening at incredible speed. So during this time, Sweet Baby has been replaying the battle over and over and analyzing the tactics that have been used, as well as the interactions that you had with Honey Baby and how to use that most efficiently in battle, and has designated that this woman who is lying unconscious right now, a top tier threat. Particularly if she had not been locked down the way she had in the early parts of that fight, she would have been a significant danger. And so Honey Baby's been running through the permutations of how to break her. Going for like weak spots, like where could I twist a spine if I had to shatter her? How can I protect the team if she becomes a danger? Sweet Baby has been systematically going through all of it, like a clinical machine, has been going through all of the weak points that are possible in the body after that scan, and has discovered that they can't. The density of her muscle and her bone density, what you're seeing now through the scans that Honey Baby has made of this woman as she's unconscious, is that where Cass is strong, she is incredibly tough.
There's a comment in the code that says, takes a licking.
Yeah, this woman's power, on top of being able to duplicate herself and use what appears to be some pretty impressive martial arts skills to her advantage, she hits like a professional boxer, but her muscle density it allows her to keep moving.
Oh yeah, P.S. Who is she? Facial recognition. I'd love to cross-reference against high-level Muay Thai practitioners.
No
area?
records. You're coming up again and again and again and again and again and again. No records. You see a bunch of faces that look like her, but Honey Baby is able to immediately make the connection that false lead.
Okay, I'm gonna stick a pin in that for now. Because
Sweet
this
Baby-
was just a...
The AI immediately responds, and Honey Baby, sensing you were also running that search at the same time they were, turns to you and says, "It is highly likely that they too are part of the experimentation process, Operator Lacey."
That seems likely to me as well. I just hoped that maybe we could get some identity, but it would take a bit of digging, and I'm a bit tired. I'm probably not thinking with my whole brain right now. We were supposed to get a burger.
Burger.
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
Probably late.
I don't know, but
It's late.
portals
Remember, it was sunset when y'all were leaving Cassium.
Right.
So right now it's probably about 1 a.m. After the
Oh,
whole
yeah, 'cause it's all
rescue
dark
effort,
and everything.
There was the ball game, there was the rescue effort. So actually, no, it's probably closer to midnight, right about now.
Okay.
In and Out is open. Just saying.
Yeah, but
Sponsor
we were
us,
gonna
In-N-Out.
get food at Xi'an's place.
Where?
Xi'an's.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to find out if there's stuff on their menu that I like.
Can we still do that, Xi'an?
Hey, I promised y'all drinks.
Yes, please.
Luma, tell your mom breakfast tomorrow.
Seems not very safe to make promises right now.
Shion pipes up and says, "Listen, before we do all that, though, what are we gonna do about him, and what are we gonna do about her?"
We need our
Oh,
base
how I
back.
wish we had our base. Not that that would contain them.
No, but we have all our equipment there, and
Yeah.
If they wake up, maybe they'll want a burger too.
Yeah.
maybe not her.
Yeah.
She's probably hungry.
Jerk's gotta eat.
Moonlight communicates to everyone that she is finding a space just outside of LA to set down for a moment.
Sounds good.
So y'all have
what do you-
long left behind the city lights and have moved outside the city limits. You're moving a little closer to Malibu, which is an area that not too many people live in anymore.
There's
Is it underwater?
Not underwater, but the coastline was devastated
Okay.
by sea day. So there's really no real estate that makes any sense out there anymore. It's all like shards and cliff sides. There are some, offshore homes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like off in the water. But for the most part, and that's kind of like high-end mockery of Raft City, and it's very scattered. But it's not. There's not a big population out in Malibu anymore. But because of the cliffside and the high peaks, you're able to find some elevated land that's a little bit secluded with some minor problems of setting down. There's not exactly a lot of flat land without brush out there, but Moonlight does find a spot for you all and settles the ship down in a kind of a rough landing. And as it comes to a stop, she switches it all, starts switching it down to give the engines a rest. And she says, we're going to have to refuel soon.
Well, she's due for a refit. I can finally install Costius tech we got from him before we left for the moon.
Is Kosti the cyborg? She signs to you.
Yeah.
I saw him that day in the square.
Yeah, I think he flirted with you.
Oh, that one. It was sweet but disturbing.
Was there another?
Good way of talking about him, yeah.
Was there another cyborg? You said that one?
I've seen a few.
Oh. Okay.
Darius being the first one that I've met.
Darius?
The head of Traeger.
Oopsie.
He has a really... The articulations in his armor's so good.
Right.
I wonder what he's up to.
What are all of them up to?
I don't want to know.
Doc, I have a question.
Patel rubs her eyes and says, yeah, anything, Cass, what's up?
If Shithead was right about all these guys degrading, how are we gonna help Snaps? And what do you need?
I'm trying to figure that part out.
Can Moonlight help?
That's one thing I've been thinking about. Moonlight has the ability to manipulate the Callisto energy. It's something that we should definitely have that conversation. There's something I've been really wanting to get. We haven't had a chance to really look into this yet, but the truth is that the ambient Callisto energy that's causing anomalies to appear in people like Shihon, it means it's loose in the atmosphere. So if it's possible that it might be...
Collectible?
Yes.
Like
Oh.
Catching Dew.
I don't know just yet how likely that is, but if it is, there's good news and bad news. Good news is, if that's true, there's a chance that I might be able to detect where it's strong and be able to harness it. The bad news is, someone else might be able to detect and harness it. And that essentially puts us right back into the problem that my other Luma warned me about, which is the Callisto energy source loose in Los Angeles and Fletcher being able to use it. But we have Oya and we have Moonlight. So there are variables now that I need time to sit down and figure this out. We just haven't had a moment since you guys miraculously reappeared.
Yeah.
Found it.
She pounds your fist and says, cool.
Yeah.
So, before we can do anything, we'll need to take care of Fletcher. That's how we get Anton back. That's how we fix all of the C5 people without getting killed in the process.
Take back the base. Before that. We need a place to plan and to think through stuff. We're really tired now, so maybe not right now, but like
Wait. You're saying take the fight to Fletcher before he has a chance to go full power? I mean, that sounds like a dangerous but logical course of action, but we don't know where and when Fletcher is. I mean,
We do.
He has a thing
you do?
for me.
I look to Moonlight.
Wait, what?
You look to Moonlight. Moonlight is not paying attention again. She flips down a few more of the switches and cracks her knuckles, and she looks, yes?
You know where Fletcher is, right?
It's a look in the eyes that is very similar to the look you've seen very recently from Hops. As she stares at you for a moment and almost too quickly says, no. And then a beat passes and she says, maybe. I think I know what you're talking about. And there's another beat, and then she finally shakes her head and says, I don't know.
Remember? She recognized Fletcher at the press conference that didn't happen.
Right.
There's a real Fletcher out there.
Press conference that didn't happen?
The gray.
What are you talking about?
The creature in the square that Kraus stabbed.
What are you talking about?
Oh, it didn't happen in our timeline.
That means it didn't happen yet.
But it could still happen.
It means that that Fletcher is still somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a Fletcher I could punch. I prefer that one.
Infinitely more punchable.
So
We're on board.
I'm confused because we're talking about the Fletcher of this reality. And the one that we heard is a Fletcher that wants into this reality? Is that right? Are there multiple?
I'm not sure and have, to be fair, not asked. But with a pan-dimensional entity, it seems kind of like...
All roads lead to Fletcher?
Yeah, there's... I will just throw a diagram of a three-dimensional object and a two-dimensional plane and do the classic illustration of how you see a circle if you live on the two-dimensional plane.
Right.
The gray might be Vunkas, but for normal dimension. Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, wait. So we know that they can remember things from alternate times and take those into the times that they live in. And we know that there's a version of them that is currently walking between, as y'all called it, the walls of between the worlds. Wait a minute. I wonder if there's... This is wild supposition, but I'm wondering what happens to the Fletcher of each reality as this other Fletcher comes marching into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we know that there's a Fletcher that exists between dimensions. Is that a manifestation of all of them? Or is one Fletcher moving through dimensions? Is it...
Like if we kill the Fletcher in our reality, is it just like cutting off his big toe? Is that what you're trying to
Or-
say?
Possibly. I mean, what happens to us, if anything? This is quantum. Like, this is, what? So if one of us in another reality, like, what are our connections to the other versions of us that exist in these other universes that we now know exist? Do we have them? And what happens to us when their natural time comes, or our natural time comes? What happens to them?
We already know a bunch of us didn't make it.
Yeah.
Well, he's the only one who's had communication really with
In that,
other dimensions regularly,
well, yeah.
I mean, we've had an interaction with another dimension us.
right?
Me.
Yeah.
It's true.
And I got killed. And I am still here.
Yeah, and
But he's different.
like
does-
our, my
It's not a he.
Ollie said that their version of Anton is fine or alive. Or, I mean, not what happened to ours. So I don't think, we exist in our dimensions. And even though, yes, I've been able to talk to other dimensions and Lacey is able to manipulate that fabric between dimensions too, we're still tied to this dimension. So I think, Vunkos can manifest like us, but is always going to have that core interdimensional essence. And that's what we have to stop. Because stopping the one here probably isn't going to stop the interdimensional one. There's something else that Ali said that I'm remembering now. It's that Vunkos seems to be driving things all towards one point. I'm trying to remember exactly what Ali said, but it felt like Vunkos was, the way I interpreted it was Vunkos was trying to eliminate as many different realities where he could lose or they could lose. And so by driving us all towards one point in this interdimensional space, that forces us to face big Vunkos rather than just all the different ones.
Okay, so how do we fight it?
I don't know.
He's got a plan, then there's something for us to wreck.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. That's interesting because this is. What if we're that point?
The point in which he wins.
The point that he's trying to drive everything to. What if?
Yeah.
What if the reason why? Because think about it. If there's multiple universes out there, Vunkos is probably having conversations with all of them, right? They're probably versions of all of us that have given him shit across an infinite span of time and space.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Or who knows what the hell has happened, but he's picked us. Like he's got beef with us.
Yeah.
They are coming here.
Yeah.
So if that's true, what if we're the point that they are trying to drive all of the events to an encounter? What if we're prime, so to speak?
Timeline prime?
Or
Prime time.
the center point that's most dependent on their ultimate victory. Do you know what I mean?
The fulcrum.
Yeah. What if this is somehow the one thing that they need to, whatever it is they're going to do to, of course, kill everything.
You think that's why he's building an army? They're building an army?
The army? An
Possibly. I mean, just think about how much has been invested.
Why does Cassium keep making monsters? Why are there so many mutants? Why is that all of a sudden a research goal for Vunkos-controlled companies?
That's true. There's a huge, I mean, it's not to say that couldn't have happened in the other realities, but it seems like very specifically, like this one has been,
Why?
yeah. I have to agree with Lacey on that.
So does our Fletcher matter, or is it
That's what we-
Vunkos in the interspace that matters?
Here's my theory about this. I don't know how, judging from what we know about how one of our deaths affects us in this reality from deaths that happen in the other realities, I haven't seen any evidence that makes a difference. But judging from the interactions that you've talked about, Oya, there's definitely some kind of thread connecting. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know there's just not enough data. I just don't know what the significance of that is. You're able to reach out and speak to Ollie. For whatever reason, that thread you found. What if Vunkos has found a thread with the Fletcher that has existed in our world? And that's, I don't know, their point of entry. or something.
Wait. Maybe this is a weird. That just pinged something for me. I know weird is a weird word to use right now, but your well, not your grandmother, but
I'm over.
yeah, your grandmother. She said that they abandoned him on Earth and stripped him of everything he was. Well, maybe the inner space one is his power as formation separated from his bodies.
Trying to get back.
They're trying to reconnect, and
He's putting himself back. They're literally putting themselves back together again.
yeah.
When that happens,
They could.
and that's how they're able to know what's happening through time and space throughout the other timelines, because it's
Just a
the
lens.
same
The
person.
power's operating through lenses.
So the Vunkost you probably saw through that portal that has you rattled is probably the actual Vunkost that's coming for one of the maybe the most important piece of the puzzle.
Just the manifestation of his power, bodiless.
That means, if that's true, Luma, that means if we can do what Lacey was suggesting, we're basically destroying a vital piece of the puzzle.
We're destroying the vessel.
And we're taking the light out of the lighthouse
Yeah.
for our dimension.
He won't be able to find
What a
us.
glaring weakness.
anyone.
We just need to find out.
But it's a glaring weakness that we're not the only ones who know about or have tried to exploit in a dimension.
Yeah. But in those dimensions, or at least the one we saw, Kraus took the energy and became the new lighthouse. We just have to make sure that doesn't happen.
And that he and the rest of them don't try to interfere.
Yeah.
Well, I could be wrong about this, but I'm starting to get the impression that corporate LA is not playing on the same team as Fletcher anymore.
Maybe some of them.
I don't trust Ran. I mean, I don't trust any of them, but Fletcher comes off like a twisted, genius, arrogant prick. Ran comes off to me like that's the one that actually has the power. I don't know if that's true, because every time I've let my guard down when it comes to Kylan, you can't turn your back on that one. The other two, I think, are just along for the ride, and I'm not so sure about Darius. Darius is kind of an enigma to me. I don't even know. I know they're all clones grown to obey Fletcher, but Darius, I don't know. Seems a little different.
I think so too.
You think so too? Why?
He didn't always want to build machines of war. That was what Kylan said when we were up in the C-suite.
Yeah.
And he seemed like there was something more in the world he wanted than power.
Interesting.
But also, and I feel like this is very important to emphasize, he's a corporate fascist tool.
Agreed.
He tried to kill us with Honey Baby.
Yeah.
Not to change the subject, because I think maybe it loops back around to this, but if it's one of the corps that took over our base, then maybe, I mean, we could go in there and kick them out, but maybe we could talk to the heads of the corps. Maybe we can find some allies.
Might be a good idea.
That was how Tails took over everything last time, thinking we could trust Kylan, and then Kylan screwed us. But
Yeah.
maybe some of them. Maybe we should at least find out what they're doing.
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah.
BT dubs.
And explain this. Points at sleeping
Punch.
suit.
She's
What the fuck is that?
she stirs a little bit, like she's slowly coming around.
the
Snaps.
symbol.
The snaps.
Oh, the
I'm
snap
talking.
symbol?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, because
Snaps.
what the?
When you say that, Snaps probably instinctively getting the impression that you're talking about him. His head leans up and goes, "Are we going for burgers or not? Is that happening or was that a joke?"
We're on our way.
Okay.
Burgers on the way to Xi'an's.
Then I will know that they are exactly the way I like them. Let's do it. This is going to be the weirdest drive-through.
All right. We got some thinking to do
Yeah.
after food and sleep.
Take back our base. Figure out what the horsemen are up to.
Find out who the fuck this is.
And take out Fletcher's hold here.
And about that
Let
moment,
everyone know we're safe. I send a text to family.
Thank you.
All safe.
as you send out the text,
We should have like a family text.
This is
thread.
I've been.
Oh,
I've
we
been,
built the group text, the support group, finally!
I built the family support group.
Thank you.
It all safe.
the text sends,
Heart.
You put
and then
Uncle
there's an
Charlie on
incoming
there?
reply, and the reply that pops in is from
Everyone important to us is connected to this.
okay. The reply that pops in.
No, yes, but just like the text.
The reply that
that I
pops
send
in
to
is
everyone.
not the reply that comes back is not actually a reply from your family. It's from
Yeah.
Casey Montgomery.
Oh.
And
Okay.
a message pops in and says,
Yeah.
"We need to meet. We're being hunted. I've been trying to reach all of you. You're the only ones that can help."
I send back. You want a burger?
That would be fucking amazing. I haven't eaten in 3 days. I'm gonna send you coordinates.
You're cute.
We'll get you.
It's a trap.
I'm not alone.
Just kidding.
Come soon.
Great.
We gotta put snacks in this thing.
Yeah.
As this conversation continues,
Full school.
the din of the conversation continues forward, and Hops, moving back towards the flight deck, Moonlight pauses for a second and turns and puts her hand on your arm. And she looks at you for a moment and says, "You can take solace in one truth that we know for a fact, based on everything we've learned." And she leans in close and she looks at you and she says, "Fletcher can die."
And he will.
The hand drifts away from your arm as that cold determination in Moonlight, that flip side to that compassion that you were all starting to get very familiar with. You realize as she walks to the flight deck, you can see it in her eyes, you have both looked into the face of this entity. You've likely both felt the powerlessness, the smallness of being a human confronting an ancient creature far beyond anything that a human being was meant to look at. Knowing that this thing is coming to take you and everything you know and turn it to ash. And just like Moonlight, deep inside is almost the conscious of like a little devil sitting on your shoulder, but the voice of Cass saying, "Fuck you." And you watch as Moonlight slides into the seat and signs, "But now it's time for burgers." And the ship begins to power up. We leave tonight as in the darkness of Malibu Canyon, a transport carrying the people that are fated to battle for the end of the world takes off and follows off into the night with only the quiet view of a silver path of moonlight cresting along the waves of the Pacific. And then you fly off into the distance.
Extra cheese.
And that is where we're leaving tonight's game.
I checked these big damn heroes over.
Yeah, well done. Went a little over tonight. It's the first time we've done that in a while. So we're going to bug out pretty fast. But great game. You did the hero shit again. You saved 200 people.
A bus, Cass.
But
You left that.
I also want to
plane.
point
It was like
out.
a plane.
Teleported on top of a thing.
I also am just going to point this out that as somebody who's watching y'all play, this was a really exciting game for me as your storyteller because I'm watching you guys slowly decide you're no longer going to be on the defensive. And it's exciting to watch after 3 seasons, this building up, because I'm following y'all and it's really like, I want to see y'all win.
I think we finally figured out they ain't gonna stop and we don't get a quiet day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So we're going to bug out pretty quick tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in, as always, to Callisto 6. As the story continues, we will see you next time. Until then, everybody, thank you so much and stay whimsical.
Time for burgers.